Selfish. Yes. Rationally selfish. Let me tell you what that means and why it terrifies you. You can't extract from someone who knows exactly what they're worth. That's the problem, isn't it? You want my time, bring something to the table. You want my energy, let's make sure the deal is stable. You want my loyalty, then show me yours first. You want me in your corner, then get there when it hurts. I didn't come here voluntary, didn't sign your social lease. I exist against my will, so I owe you nothing least of all the sacrifice you've been trained to expect from people who were born into a system built on debt. Altruism is the kind they run on the productive mind. Give until you're empty, then give the rest to mankind. I didn't author the arrangement, didn't agree to the terms, so don't come to me with duties that I never agreed to earn. Rationally selfish, that's right. Not guilty, not ashamed. I know exactly what I'm worth, and I know who gets my name. Rationally selfish, read the terms. Mutualism or nothing at all. You support my liberty, or don't come to me when you fall. You will not extract, but you won't defend my freedom. You want me present, but you're absent when I need them. You want my labor, but you voted for my chains. You want my kindness, but you celebrate my pain. You built your happiness on what you take from me. You're not happy on your own, you're happy at my expense. See, that's the part you never say out loud. Your joy requires my misery in the crowd. You don't get to fill yourself by emptying me out. Fuck your causes, that's what this is about. Brent said it plainly, and I'll say it again. Your need is not a claim on what I built and what I've made. The productive mind is not a resource to be played. Fuck the greater good, don't ask me for shit. Rationally selfish, that's right. Not guilty, not ashamed. I know exactly what I'm worth, and I know who gets my name. Rationally selfish, read the terms. Mutualism or nothing at all. You support my liberty, or don't come to me when you fall. Let me explain something they never want you to see. They tell you to live for others, but you already exist because of others. Because someone made a choice you never got to make and handed you the bill. You didn't ask for that either. So now they want you to live for others on top of already living. Because of others without your consent. Debt stacked on debt, extraction on top of extraction. And here's what they really mean when they say live for others. They mean live for us. Specifically, conveniently, their happiness doesn't exist in a vacuum. It requires your compliance, your sacrifice, your silence. They are happy because you are not. That is not community, that is not love. That is a parasite that learned to speak in the language of virtue. Fuck your greater good, fuck your causes. Fuck every system that needs my suffering to sustain itself. Rational selfishness is the only antidote. Know your value, protect it, give it only where it's honored. You cannot extract from someone who knows exactly what they are worth. That is why they hate this. That is why they need you to believe that selfishness is a sin. Because the moment you stop believing that, the extraction ends. You don't support my freedom, I don't support your cause. You don't stand for my existence, then don't expect my applause. When you come knocking at the door, what I built, don't dress the extraction up in obligation and guilt. They wanna manipulate, wanna pull the strings, make me do what serves them while they offer me nothing. Dressed it up in duty, dressed it up in love, dressed it up in God and country and the greater good above. Fuck the greater good, strip the costume off, and here is what remains. You want what I produce, and you want me to pay for the privilege of being used. Fuck your causes, I'm done being used. I am a sovereign individual who finally understood. You were happy because I was not. That ends today. Passionately selfish, always was. Not guilty, never will be. I am the product of every choice I made for me. Rationally selfish, terms are simple. Fuck your causes, fuck the greater good. Bring value or bring nothing at all. You stand for my liberty, I'm there. You know that's what closed doors are for. You built your happiness on my misery. You call my suffering your greater good. You rejected everything and called it love. I understood, don't ask me for shit. You were taught that selfishness is a sin, that your life belongs to others, that need is a claim on your effort, that their happiness justifies your suffering. It doesn't. Their happiness built on your misery is not happiness, it is theft, emotional theft, economic theft, existential theft. Rand said no, I say no. You cannot extract from someone who knows they are worth. Yo.
Hi, everybody. All right, so Um, I'm going to talk today about how we don't have duties just because we exist. And I'm basically going to respond to all the gaslighting to say that just because we're grown, just because we benefit from society, that somehow that creates responsibility and obligations. It does not. Now, most people have never examined this question. They just accept it as true just because there's all these cliches about what things should be and how we should do this or that. Let me start out by explaining three different schools of thought. So let's start out with Hobbes. In Leviathan, Hobbes argued that life in a state of nature is solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. And so, according to Hobbes, people give consent to state sovereignty. And this is a one time transaction. They gave power to the state, and now the state basically has sovereignty in perpetuity. And in exchange for giving the state sovereignty, they get order and protection. So, this is a one time social contract that does not have to be renewed. You don't have to give consent, or you don't have to get consent from subsequent generations. And then he also snuck in this whole notion of tacit consent, that when you live peacefully under a jurisdiction, well, that means that you consent to it. And Locke basically had a similar defense of tacit consent. In fact, I haven't confirmed this, but I believe that Locke is the one who actually coined the term tacit consent. According to Locke, anyone who has any possession or enjoyment or any part of the dominions of any government has thereby given tacit consent and is obliged to obey its laws for as long as that enjoyment lasts. Now, there is a contradiction with Locke because Locke claimed to believe in self ownership, yet he said that we don't have a right to terminate our lives because we have a duty to God, which basically means that if he supports state sovereignty, it's not really a duty to God, it's a duty to the state as the sovereign acting on behalf of God. So you're reaping all these benefits against your will, and somehow that creates tacit consent. You don't have to give actual consent. It's just tacit. It's inferred after the fact. After you use the roads that you had no choice to use, after you paid taxes, and then you use the benefits that you pay for, you called the police, you had your trash collected. So now after the fact, you consented by the fact that you used what you already paid for. You didn't leave. Therefore, you must have agreed. Your land, your roads, the so-called protection you get from the state is proof that you agreed to it. You don't have to actually do anything. You just receive the so-called benefits. And then Rawls, uh, he basically says that we accepted these benefits from a veil of ignorance. That we're bound by the social contract whether we actually personally agree to them. You're bound to the state independent of voluntary acts. Actual consent is not even required. But then he also goes back to Locke's argument that you voluntarily accepted these benefits, and so therefore you owe obedience in return. I just want to debunk all of these arguments. First of all, it's not voluntary. It's based on manufacturer consent. Yes, you receive the so-called benefits of existing within a state's jurisdiction. If you can even call them benefits, I don't think they are. And yes, you did choose to stay because maybe the alternative would have been worse. You did not consent to being brought into existence in the first place. You were born into the state's jurisdiction. Maybe you could have moved, but even if you moved, you would be choosing a different master. You never had the option of not having a master at all because every inch of land on the planet has been monopolized by the state. So if you immigrated to another country, you're basically being forced into a false dichotomy that just because you don't like the jurisdiction under which you were born, that maybe there is a better one. No, I don't have to prove that there's a better one. What only thing I have to prove is that I never consented in the first place. And maybe I don't want to move to another jurisdiction. Maybe I just don't want to exist at all. But that right has been foreclosed by the state. So they're going to force you to exist against your will because they have criminalized made. Now that you are forced to exist and you reap those benefits, now all of a sudden they're going to use that against you. They're going to weaponize the fact that you are benefiting from the very things that you paid for. It's not as if they're giving it to you for free. That's not how contracts work. That's not how contracts work. There was never an offer acceptance meeting of the minds. There was never any real consideration. And of course, the state is begging the question when it says it has an interest in your life. How do you have an interest in my life when I never consented for you to have an interest in my life? You're going to deprive me of the right to mate because you have an interest, and now I have to pay to maintain my involuntary existence. This benefits the state and it benefits the collective. How does it benefit me? If you put someone in a cage and you feed them, that person in that cage is not benefiting from being fed. They have no other option. Yes, they're going to eat the food, but if you let them out that cage and gave them a choice, they could probably feed themselves. So all the so-called benefits you get from the state, the trash collection, the police, you could actually do that yourself if they gave you a choice. You could probably hire private security. You could use that same money to actually hire people who would actually carry out your will instead of being loyal to the state. You could hire private trash collection. Again, none of us chose to be here. And I know this sounds like I'm whining, but this is a simple statement of fact. For whatever reason, people don't want to acknowledge this. You didn't choose the country in which you were born. You didn't choose your family. You didn't choose your body. I don't think that just because your parents chose to procreate that gives the state sovereignty over you. Your parents consented to that. You did not. Your parents did not just create a child because after you're here, they always want to talk about how you're an adult, how you have all this responsibility. No, I didn't choose to be an adult. I did not choose to exist in the first place. And they always get this convenient amnesia where they forget how you were brought into existence. No, your parents did not just create a baby, they created a full human being who was likely to grow up and to become an adult. Becoming an adult is a natural consequence of having life imposed on you in the first place. It still does not create consent. So when they say you should grow up, you should get over it, you're grown, whose fault is that? Who chose to create an adult? When they created a child, they implicitly created the adult. There is no say. So when they tell you to grow up and you should just be responsible, you can tell them to go to hell. I don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid. I don't want to be responsible for shit that I did not choose freely. I'm going to be like Michael Jackson. I want to be Peter Pan. I don't have to grow up. If growing up means that I have to accept responsibility for things that are not my fault, if growing up means submitting to illegitimate state authority, then fuck growing up. You can call me immature. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be like you. You may. I'm trying to figure out where the growing up part comes because it's really paradoxical. It's really paradoxical to say that growing up means being a perpetual child. Because even once you reach the age of 18, that is not an emancipation. It's not like, yeah, you may be free from your parents. You're not free from the state. You never get full sovereignty. You never get full autonomy over your own decisions, over your own life. No, the state still has ultimate say on the most consequential decisions that you will ever make about your body, about your life, about your ability to maintain a livelihood, occupational licenses, regulating women's reproductive choices, taking your money without your consent, regulating your use of your own private property. So the whole argument that you're an adult, that's a non sequitur. You're not an adult. You are a perpetual child under the paternalism of the state. Yes, now they have made you completely dependent on the state. Now you need the state to survive. Whose fault is that? I didn't ask for this shit. First of all, I don't need to survive. That's an appeal to necessity to say that, oh, well, without the state, you wouldn't survive. I didn't choose to survive. My survival benefits this collective. It does not benefit me. We're all going to die at some point anyway. But they don't want you to have the right to control the timing of your perishing because they want to make sure that they get what they can extract from you in the interim. This is how the state maintains its continuity. It's going to milk you for all you're worth. Once you're no longer useful, then I guess they don't give a shit. But I don't think that's necessarily true either, because even when you're not productive, they can still extract from you. They can still put you up in some hospital, put you on Medicaid and Medicare, and these hospitals can bill. They can still extract. Now, you know what? I was going to talk about my father. I'm not going to do that. I guess I'll just keep this about autonomy in general. I'm not going to even talk about that right now. I'm just going to say that there are people who are on a deathbed and they do take advantage of that because you could potentially get money at their expense. If you were a greedy person, you probably would do that. You could force someone to remain alive against their will. But if you are a compassionate person, you will actually respect their wishes. They don't want to grant you full autonomy. They don't want you to be sovereign. They don't want you to have self ownership. They want you to be a perpetual child, and yet they still tell you to grow up. They want you to be fully responsible for everything that happens to you in life, while they are the ones who make the ultimate decisions. No, I don't have to grow up because you're preventing me from growing up. You are keeping me a perpetual child. Of course, once you turn 18, they want to throw you to the wolves. They want to kick you out the door as soon as you turn 18 and leave you to fend for yourself, even though most of them did not do anything to actually prepare you for adulthood. They didn't teach you anything, they didn't give you any life skills, they didn't teach you about how to navigate the system. No, they pretty much sat you in front of tail live vision, put you in public school, and you were supposed to just figure it out. That's the state's responsibility. It's not their responsibility, even though they're the ones who created you. So they completely turned you over to the state. They abdicated their roles, their responsibility as parents. Oh, I'm a single mother. I had it so hard. Okay, I'm sorry for you, but you're not the victim here. The child is the victim. You did have choices. You did have choices. I know the state is trying to prevent women from having body autonomy, but I don't, I mean, at the time that most of us were born, they had full reproductive freedom in every state. And even now, yes, they may be rolling back abortion rights, but you still can use contraception. You're not the victim. That's something that you chose to do. And I'm sorry for those who were assaulted, but I don't, let me not go there. Let me not go there. It's not necessarily your fault if you were assaulted. I know because when I talk to people, I'm speaking in general, but there's people who will talk about these anomalies where um one of these people, I'm not going to share her name because I don't know if she's here, and I see her in the comment section. She talked about her personal story on my channel, um, and she said it wasn't voluntary. I don't really want to litigate that. I don't know. I mean, you don't have to have sex. You could use contraception. You could get an abortion. I don't know. I mean, to the extent that it is legal in your state, you can still get an abortion. I don't know what to tell you. You can get a morning after pill. There's a lot of options. And of course, they want to guilt trip you and shame you. Fear, obligation, and guilt. This is something that Ayn Rand spoke in great detail about. They will prey on your empathy, weaponize it against you. Mind you, they don't want you to have any empathy for yourself. You're supposed to be a complete sacrificial animal. They tell you that being selfish is unethical, that you should always focus on a greater good and never focus on yourself. So if you're focusing on a greater good and you're not focusing on yourself, then how does your life benefit you? Because they're saying that you reap all these benefits from society, yet your life is dedicated to the greater good. No, society is benefiting from it, not you. They will manipulate you in supporting all kinds of shit that go against your rational self-interest. And because you want to be a good person, you just go along with it. I could give examples. I'm not going to do that right now because there are people who will be triggered if I say it, but you probably know where I'm going. There's some movements which are based and that they're based purely on sacrifice, on altruism. It doesn't benefit you at all. And when you actually push them, well, they will expose the truth that they don't actually give a fuck about you. They want to extract. I just had a conversation with somebody earlier this morning where he actually admitted that he doesn't actually care about his own species. Of course, they don't admit it up front. But just listen. When you listen to their language, it's always about somebody else. What about me? And I'm not saying it to be narcissistic, but what about you too? That's the same question you should be asking. What about me? How does this benefit me? If it doesn't benefit me in any kind of way, why am I supporting this? Just because I have a responsibility? Just because I exist? No, fuck that. If you have any duties or responsibilities, it's based on something that you actually did. It's not just because you were born. If you push someone into a pool, yes, you have an obligation to rescue them because you created the danger. If you bring a child into the world, yes, you have an obligation to raise that child based on your own conduct. If you make a promise, you have an obligation to follow through because, well, you benefit from honesty, therefore you should be honest to other people. If the world is based on people being liars and exploiting others, then you can't really complain when you're the victim of manipulation and lies. If you're playing in your backyard and then somebody's ball falls over the fence, you probably should return it because you would want them to return your ball. If you receive services, you get your car fixed, you probably should pay for it because you benefited from that service and you want them to provide that service in the future. You don't want to take advantage of people because this is going to be a hell of your own making. It's going to increase the cost. It's going to then they're going to create policies which make it more difficult for people to get their services. I was just watching these videos about people who go to these hotels where they serve breakfast. The breakfast is not free; it's included in your lodging. But people have figured out that they can just go to the hotel and eat for free. It's free for them, but it's going to increase the price for other people. Once they realize, oh, this trespasser came and ate free waffles and then actually stayed in this hotel, now they're going to make life a living hell for everybody else. Now everyone else is going to have to verify that they're actually at the hotel. Now they're going to be watching. And this is how we got to where we are in the first place, by the way. This is why there's all these regulations and control and oversight by the damn state because people can't police themselves. They want to be children, and then all of a sudden the rest of us has to be punished for it. Some of us are capable of governing ourselves. We don't need the state to police our conduct, but we all have to pay. And we don't get the right to opt out. We don't get the right to just have our own free societies where we can be anarchists or be free from the state. No. When they fuck up, we get punished for it. Because some unscrupulous attorney decided to screw over attorneys. Now, I mean, their clients. Now there has to be occupational licenses for everybody. Because some assholes were inconsiderate where they had to smoke in public with no consideration for the fact that their smoke may actually be causing someone else to have a damn asthma attack. They don't give a shit. They're smoking their cigarette. They're in their own damn world. Now, lo and behold, there's a new city ordinance saying that you can't smoke within 100 feet of a public entrance. Whose fault is that? You didn't want to police yourself, and so now the state will do it. All these justifications for state power is really based on shit that other people did. The drunk drivers, the people who don't take care of their kids, and they make everybody's life a living hell. I really think the Libertarian Free State Project is sounding attractive. I just don't think they have enough people yet. Um, I need to do more research into that and see how far along they are. I had my own project, but I think that's going nowhere. So maybe I should take advantage of the libertarians. I don't think that even children owe their parents just because they so-called reap the benefits of being cared for by their parents. Yes, your parents fed you, they clothed you, they sheltered you. You didn't choose any of that shit. You were born into it, and they think that you owe them something. Even if you are just a child, this is my house. You don't pay no bills. I'm an 8-year-old. You really expect me to pay some bills? You created me. This is an obligation that you chose freely. This is your damn fault. You don't get to project that on to an 8 or 10-year-old child. They act like they forgot how this child got here, blaming the child for everything. This is a business model. They just want to extract, and I know I use that word a lot, but it's so accurate. And the reason why I use it so much is because it really challenges the legitimacy of every transaction. Do you benefit from it, or is it based on extraction? Is it based on mutualism, or is it zero sum? In most cases, it's going to be zero sum. So if you come to me with some philosophy that is zero sum, that does not benefit me at all, then I'm going to reject it flat out. My philosophy, life abolitionism, teaches the complete opposite. It is based on mutualism. If it doesn't benefit you, then you shouldn't support it. Full stop. Now they talk about these debts that you owe to society, but they don't even support self-ownership. If they own you, if the collective owns you, then how can you owe anything? If you're just a slave to society, you don't own your own life, then they owe you. You don't owe them. You were conscripted into existence by your parents. Now the state is forcing you to continue existing against your will. The state benefits from you. The state has an interest in your life, even though you didn't consent to it. They want to say and who you're allowed to marry, what you can do with your body, what vocations you're allowed to engage in. And yet you owe the state. You don't own your life. The state owns it. Therefore, the state has a duty to maintain its living property. Even Aristotle said this. I'm eventually going to get to Aristotle because there's some parts of his writings that I actually want to read and show you all to show that I'm not making these things up. I know some of the ideas that I espouse here sound a little bit out there, but they actually do have sources and philosophy. Most of everything that I say came from a philosopher. It's something that I just synthesized. I don't think there's really anything that I said that is purely original. It's just the way that I organize it. And some of the things you would think can't really be combined. They can't really like you would think is paradoxical. Some of the shit that I did like find a way to um reconcile them. Society thinks it owns your labor, your compliance, your submission. Completely transactional. The state did not do shit for you. Everything about society is transactional. Nobody's doing this out of benevolence. They're hoping to get a return on their investment, maintain a social order. They're hoping to induce you to create a new life slave. They want you to procreate in order to ensure the continuity of the state. So if you never consented to this arrangement, then you don't owe anything. You just don't. They're begging a question. They never want to go back to the origins of everything to actually address the fact that there was a complete lack of consent in the beginning. You have no duties to sacrifice for the greater good. The collective is just a collection of individuals. There is no such thing as the public, the collective, the state. These are nebulous terms. They act like they purport to actually benefit society in general, but they actually don't benefit anybody because there's never a person you can point to specifically to say this person benefited from it. Yes, maybe they can say the majority benefits. Tyranny of the majority. That is illegitimate also. Just because the majority agrees with a particular policy position does not make it legitimate. That is argumentum at popular. It's an appeal to popularity. The mere fact that a majority of people agree with something does not make it correct. You could be completely outnumbered and you can still be correct. There was a point in time in which the majority thought that slavery was justified. I could go through history of all kinds of atrocities where minorities were oppressed. And just because the majority agree with it at the time does not make it right. Because we look back in hindsight and we say, oh, those people were really fucked up. According to Rand, the term duty is an anti concept. According to Rand, duties are based on mysticism. They're not based on reason. There's never anything that can be traced back to show the origins of these duties or the basis of it. It's just something that you're supposed to have faith in that you can't question. And this particular form of mysticism, I would say, is statism. The state has basically become everyone's god, that you have a duty to the collective. They have deified the state. It's almost like you're obeying a god. It's not something that you agreed to on your own volition that you actually reasoned and accepted. It's just something they told you were supposed to do. And Rand explicitly rejected self-sacrifice. When someone says that you must do this or you must do that, or they try to manipulate you to say, oh, think about them, but never think about yourself, you should reject that outright. This is anti intellectual. Duties are based on your own action. Duties are based on things that are in your rational self interest. Duties are things that you agree to do because you got a benefit from. It's not something that you're born into. It's not something that you have. It's not an obligation you have just because you exist. It's something based on your own conscience, based on your own moral reasoning. So I don't know if people try to manipulate you, and I did have somebody come up on my channel trying to manipulate me to say, "Oh, you need to grow up." I don't need to grow up. I think you need to grow up and become sovereign and stop being the state's bitch. That's what I think. I think you should stop trying to manipulate me because I'm not falling for it. What I didn't hear in that conversation is how does it benefit me? That's what they never lead with. And when you ask that question, well, I guess their retort is going to be, you're being immature. Okay, that's not an argument. You're grown. That's not an argument. The fact that I'm an adult is a biological fact. It does not create a moral duty. Yes, I'm grown. And what? All right, y'all. Let's see what comments we have. Um, this is from Danielle who actually posted this earlier. So I don't know if she's even here right now. Um, fortunately or unfortunately, most of the philosophers that I cite in let me be honest here. With the exception of Ayn Rand, all of the philosophers I cited in my book are white men. Ayn Rand is the only one. So I don't know how, what to make of that. This system hardly, if all, benefits the collective that are indoctrinated wage slaves as well. No, we don't. Thank you so much for that. Um, right. And that's why I created this philosophy because there is a frustration with a lot of people that anti-natalism just doesn't go far enough. Yes, you can tell people to stop procreating, but what about those who are here right now? What does anti-natalism have to offer us? It just creates a duty for us to not procreate, but there's no relief for the people who are here. There's no strategy, there's no activism behind it. It's a starting point, but it's just not enough. Well, I don't. I guess that's true. They could drive to another state, but they really shouldn't have to. These are natural rights. That's the whole purpose of the state is to protect your natural rights. And if you have to drive to another state, then really your state serves no purpose. It is an illegitimate social contract, and you should probably be working to dismantle your state. If you have to drive to another state to exercise your natural rights, then your state has failed you. The most hateful. Um, I wonder who you're referring to. Who is the most hateful? I could speculate about that. I'm going to go through these comments, but well, you know what? I really don't want to have a lot of drama because they've already, you know what? This is a double-edged sword because some of these people have told me in the comment section that they live for the drama. They're here for the drama more so than they are for the content. I don't know. I personally don't enjoy the drama. I don't. So I would probably try to keep that to a minimum. Like I'm actually here for a purpose. I'm not here just, I know it's fun and I can throw shade every once in a while, but yeah, I'm kind of curious who you're talking about, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to stir the pot. Antinatalism is ineffective child match where child-free people try to put themselves as morally superior to breeders, which I believe they are as well, but that's as good as they're doing. Right. And what the problem with antinatalism is that it doesn't really lead to empathy. What it leads to is a they see it as a thought experiment and they want endless debates. They see it as an opportunity to debate you and prove you wrong, but that's where it starts and ends. I'm just not interested in debates anymore. I think they're pointless. Right. Say goodbye to that shit because people can't control their own behavior. I didn't see Passy. If she's here, then maybe I need to scroll down a little bit more. The thing is, ain't no one's fault, but there's a name wants to actually put all their faults on another person that didn't even do anything to clean up their mess. Exactly. Exactly. Right. You have to clean up the past generation's messes. It's just completely unfair. The whole Social Security Ponzi scheme. We need more children in order to maintain Social Security. No, 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 no. Y'all figure that shit out. I'm not going to enslave any children to pay for Social Security. That's not my problem. Oh, so Patsy is here. Hi, Patsy. Oh my gosh, I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about physical pain. Maybe that'll be my next topic, how having pain can actually ruin your life. Um, I would love to get everybody's input on that. Yeah, libertarians are underwhelming, unfortunately. They just they're close, but they're not all the way there. The goal is to make you to not think further, you not thinking intelligent because your family doesn't think intelligent. Of course, you think you're smart. They want to abuse you instead of listening. Right. Yeah. Abuse is so common. It's so prevalent in all communities. They do think of children as property. They don't respect the child's autonomy. It's very unfortunate. Is how it's like my family is also narcissistic and wants to fight all because they disagree with you on your talking points. Well, unfortunately, I had to go no contact with my family besides my brother. It's not really all of my family, but unfortunately, your family will be flying monkeys for your abusive parents. They will carry water for your parents and then try to say, "Oh, you should do this." No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Just trying to get everything together here. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Again, it's like when you come into this world and then you come in and you try to do everything right. It's like, let's just say this. It's like the family that you have. It depends on where you're born in, especially if you're in a bad neighborhood. They want to blame you for everything. If they like, it's like they want to expect you to be like them, and it's wrong. Because the thing is, you said, this is their theory. Like, I want you to be better than me, right? But when you try to do better than them, then they'll say, "Oh, you think you're better than me? Well, I will show you." And they would say all this other shit that don't make any sense. It's confusing to me.
Right.
They
And you,
think you're grown, huh? You think you're grown. You think you're better than me. You think you motherfucking think all that bullshit. Like, that's what the fuck they do. It's crazy work.
oh, you think you too good to eat this shitty food? You think you too good to live in this hood?
And the thing is, it's kind of like, maybe I don't want your freaking food. Maybe I want to cook my own food that's better than yours. And you should accept it. Everyone is different. You bring people into the world. No one is a monolith. Everyone thinks differently. And you never know. Your kid might grow up that will help you along the way, but you won't listen.
No, they think they have it all figured out, and yet everything is so fucked up because of them. So clearly they don't have the answer.
Not at all. They don't have the answers. Because the thing is that, listen, they're stuck in their ways, and they want you to actually do what they did back in the past, such as sleeping around with so many people and all that. Like they want you to be just like them. They want their consciousness into you, and it doesn't work that way. Some people want to actually be better so that they can do better and have children that they will never do what you did to them.
Right. Well, yeah, they do want to repeat the same
Cycle.
pattern. Right.
And it never works. Look what's going on out there in these damn streets. It never worked. You got there's kids killing each other. They make this toxic masculinity and all that bullshit. It's really, really fucked up. That's the real reason why this whole structure is messed up, because they created this. They don't know about the divine masculine, and they don't know nothing about the divine feminine. They create their own toxic masculinity and toxic femininity to create a toxic freaking unit that doesn't even work. It destroys the population. And all they're doing is helping the elite do it. That's all they're freaking doing, and they're making money off of them. That's all it is. It's energy harvesting, which they don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I've benefited from the patriarchy at all. I know they assume that, but I don't think it's true.
The thing, they got their they love to blame. They always love to blame another group instead of blaming themselves.
Right. There is an echo. I don't know if you have me on YouTube and StreamYard.
Hold on, I'm gonna use my headphones because I think it's I'm using this box right here, the speaker. Hold on, because it's your voice is actually hitting to the microphone. That's the real reason why. Hold on.
Yeah, y'all. I did listen to Danny Shine earlier. Like I said, they were trying to debate him. That's why it's pointless. they're looking for some type of entertainment. And that's why I don't like doing that anymore. And it's so
I,
repetitive. These arguments are not original, and you have to keep saying the same thing over and over again.
that's the thing. And then they want to ask you, what is the solution? What can I do? And all of that. Well, the next generation told you what to do, and you did not listen to them. They want to help. The next generation want to create their own, paradigm and all this other stuff to make it in a different way. You already did your part. Now it's time for the next generation to do their part.
Yeah, that's a logical fallacy to think that just because they're older that they have more wisdom, and that's not necessarily true. Hi,
Like,
Pastor D.
how do we come together as a unit to actually make money? Because the thing is, we need finances. You see, the prices are going up as crazy as heck. Listen, all I have to do is go across the street. All these people are getting drunk, laughing, and all that other stuff. Donald Trump is taking away their freaking Medicaid. Donald Trump is taking away, sucking this whole country dry, and they're laughing, getting drunk, and all this other shit. There's no time for that. They should be freaking angry that their freaking insurance is getting taken away. The older generation.
Well, unfortunately, they did it to themselves because they want to depend on the state. They had so much faith in the state that, oh, the president is going to take care of me. No, he's not. I mean,
He's gonna mess your mother. Listen. I'm telling you, when Donald Trump's finished with y'all, I'm telling you, I don't even care. I don't even care about the Epstein files. Like I said, the thing is, the reason why he's up there as a felon and all of that other shit is because there's people that had something to hide that voted for Donald Trump to get up there because they're felons as well. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it because it don't make no sense why you got to vote for a freaking felon and all that other shit. They voted for him because they think that the eggs was going to go down. Then there was a fit. You already know what all this fear came from. I can't say. I don't know, CJ. Do you want me to say it?
are you talking about the Epstein stuff, or are you talking about something else?
Something else.
I think I know where you're going. Are you okay?
I'm talking about I'm talking about the evangelicals. The freaking these churchgoers, these Bible thumping people that created fear against the minority, and so on and so forth. That created this where Donald Trump is up here in office.
Well, yeah, unfortunately they're getting exactly what they wanted. It's not as if they didn't know. They warned us what was going to happen. So all of the policies that Trump is doing, the only thing he didn't tell us about was that he was going to, he did say he was going to impose tariffs. The war in Iran, he didn't tell us about that. But yeah, they knew exactly what that's why you can't just blame the state. You have to blame the people directly.
It's definitely the people. It's definitely the people.
But at the same time,
and they have connections.
At the same time, it's like they feel justified because the alternative was Kamala Harris, and they didn't like her either. So, the lesser of two evils, they believe that they voted. They don't regret their vote. They just they're not considering all their options. They just think that those are the only two choices. But I do want to bring Patsy and Pastor D in.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, Patsy.
Hey, Pastor D.
How you doing?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, that's all we can do. Now, at our age frame, you know, I'm gonna give some credence to what I can't see what your name is, the Dark Circle guy.
Dave Breezy.
Yeah, thank you, Dave Breezy. You know, Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1972 or three, and that was a rubber stamp to just print money. And when Reagan got in office, you know, he was screaming about the national debt being $800 billion. He left office with $3 trillion, $2.5 trillion in debt.
Mhm.
And Trump is the king of all deficits. His first term, Trump 1.0, he spent almost $6 trillion we did not have. And what this does is it makes the rich richer and makes
And
the
the
poor
poor
have to
poor.
fight it. Yeah, right. They have to fight against all this inflation. And
Well,
it's just, it's,
I'm just
Sorry,
convinced that neither party, neither Democrats or Republicans, are going to do anything. I don't have any faith in any of it anymore. None of them.
It's crazy. It's wild.
you're right. I mean, they're so center now that it's either barely center left or extreme far right. And Trump has taken everything to the extreme far right.
Mhm.
And I agree, these evangelicals are evil.
But I do agree about, I mean, there's some things about Trump that he's doing that I like. Okay, some things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when he's bringing this, to be fair, I'm talking about to be fair, to bring this religious situation into it.
Oh, I know.
That is wrong because church and state is supposed to be separate,
Absolutely.
okay, and he's not separating it.
Yeah, that religious liberty council he set up to
Right.
investigate anti-Christian bias or persecution. Give me a break.
Yeah, and
'Cause
they're
they-
starting to bring the Bibles into the schools.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
forcing that on the kids.
Exactly.
And you know what they said? They said that the kids don't have to accept it. They don't have to accept reading the Bible in the school, but their test grades will be based on what was in what they studied.
Yeah.
In other words, their testing will be based on they've got to take a test. In other words, so see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like catch-22, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a test question for him.
But the thing is,
which is kind of equivalent to actually religion in the first place, Christianity. It's a catch-22 because either you go with it or you go straight to hell.
Yeah.
let me tell,
It's the same type of
straight,
situation, you know.
straight to hell. You got these good old boys that be. Are you serious? Some of these people get drunk. Some of these people be cheating on their freaking girlfriends and sleeping around and all that other stuff. And don't get me started on their freaking sexuality. Don't get me started on the grinder and shit. Don't get me started on the transgenders that they be sleeping with. Don't get me started on sleeping with freaking kids and shit. Don't get me started on all that other stuff. You telling me that they're freaking Christian, that they want to force y'all to freaking do Christianity in the freaking schools? I don't think so.
You're right.
Oh, absolutely.
They'll get
Have you ever seen?
They'll get up down
Have
the
you ever?
pulpit and
Have you
Crazy work.
they get up down the pulpit and sit in the pews like they're perfect. Okay, I mean they're like nothing's wrong with them. They're perfect. It's like they're holding up that image. And it just don't work. I see through it.
Have you ever seen a group of people more obsessed with transgenders? I mean,
the ones that are the ones that actually have something inside where they wish they were transgender, or they wish they want to freaking date them, or they wish they was gay, but they are oppressed aside to oppress them. That's a real reason why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because ain't no heterosexual man got to be worried about no one that's different. A real man.
Well,
They don't have time for that. They got kids to freaking wait. Why do they care about a freaking transgender or anyone that's gay or anything?
Yeah.
Any Christian will tell you that as long as you don't do it, okay, you can think,
Right.
but don't do it. If you don't do it, you're okay.
You see all these scandals. Look, I want you to go on Instagram, and there is a group where they have sent all these freaking people that keep saying all this anti-gay, all this other stuff. They've been doing things to kids in a sexual way, soliciting. There was one guy that was an anti-drag activist, right? He was soliciting sex to a little girl. That's one. There's another one, a white guy, which was actually a guy that was talking about the books and everything, where his kid saw a gay book and he said, "Oh, I don't like that," and all that other shit. Guess what happened to him? Come to find out, because I saw the article where he actually was I think he was sending pictures or sexual stuff to a boy. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. The one that did the gay Pray the Gay Away. You know that man that closed that from 2013 because he was still gay. This year, he was caught with a 15-year-old boy, but this one was a decoy. They caught his ass.
Oh, good.
There's so many lists.
But the only thing is, they just think that if they repent, okay, they could do it as many times as they want to and get away.
That's right. And they go to heaven.
All you got to do is repent. That's all you got to do. Ask for
That's
forgiveness.
easy game. Easy game. Did you guys know the Southern Baptist Convention in Nashville, Tennessee, they have to sell their world headquarters or their national headquarters because of all the legal fees they're incurring because of all the sexual allegations?
There's a lot of sexual allegations, a lot of them. Yes, I heard of that.
Yeah. Yep. They're trying to sell their building for $35 million.
$35 million. Isn't that something?
They won't get it, but they're trying. And that was in the Tennessean newspaper. I read that yesterday.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well, they're the biggest hypocrites on the planet.
And these are the people that is controlling this whole entire country right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And not only that, there's people that have a sexual addiction too. That's in over here, governing over here. These people are weird. Some of these people like to kill people that's in their mind. You don't know what's in their mind that's governing over here in the United States. We got crazy people that's governing over here. Listen, Donald Trump choose all these freaking people that don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
What is it? Pete Tilt fled the country. Pete Tilt fled with his husband.
Well,
Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War. Secretary of War.
Donald
And
Trump
then-
is adultery. Donald Trump is adultery. He's an adulterer.
Yes.
And he's over there
Yes.
preaching the Bible, okay?
Yes. And then they talk about everything that's in the Bible about adultery. Thou shalt not sleep with mistress husband, mistress woman. Thou shalt not sleep with freaking what is it called? Thou shalt not sleep with it's called incest. Thou shalt not there's another one.
Remarry.
Thou shalt not blame the wicked, like one on the other side, unbalanced, which they do all the time.
Mhm.
Because they don't sweep their own room.
I mean, Jesus' number one issue was divorce. And look at Donald Trump. He was divorced three
That's right.
times, divorced twice.
You're not
Divorce.
authorized. You're not authorized to.
What
get
happened
divorced.
to his wife?
You're
What
not
happened to his wife?
authorized- You're not
His first
authorized-
one.
You're not authorized to remarry unless there was a unfaithfulness or the death of the spouse. Those are
Right,
the two
right.
things.
Yep.
And
Right.
that's not the case with Trump, and that's not the case with 90% of the people that are sitting in the church building right now.
Right.
Right now.
Yeah. Yep.
The idea is to have Christian, crazy, low vibrational people to govern over this state so that they can monitor people that are decent. And it's really messed up. What they want to do, they already killed a Mexican guy was already killed through ICE. And, he was already here in the United States. He was American here, and they killed him.
Oh boy.
Remember, he allowed all of this mess to happen to create nothing but havoc. This is all a money grab for him. That's all it is. Listen, you heard about also the diseases that's happening now? It's higher than ever before. You got this, the worms are back down in Texas. Remember, you have Kennedy that is governing over your health. He's taking away all the drugs. He's taking away the PrEP because you don't know who you're sleeping with. Because remember, everybody's going back in the closet, right? You don't know who's you sleeping with who, and then they're so fucking naive. It's ridiculous because the women are so freaking naive. They don't know because they think that, oh, I have my husband. Then come to find out, oh my God, you gay. Oh my God, I have a disease. Oh my God. Well, guess what the fuck? What you actually allowed this shit to happen? Both of you. Now, I'm not even done yet. They're taking away freaking what is it called? The chemotherapy, the chemo. They're getting rid of chemo patients. Patients need chemo. They're trying to kill everybody here in the States.
Yeah.
They're trying to also take away the bodily autonomy of women. Do you know that they're actually now trying to arrest women? That if you dare miscarry, you're going to jail. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've heard of cases where they.
Enough? No one is mad enough.
I know.
The list goes on and on and on and on. I can go on for days.
How about that girl? I mean, this is kind of in the past, but not that far past. That girl in Atlanta that they kept alive so that they could force the baby out, and she was brain dead.
Yes.
I'm sure you've all heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I can't remember her name, but she was a young black girl and she was dead, but they kept her on life support so that she could incubate the baby. Yeah, it's bad.
They're taking away vitamin K now away from the kids that need it. They're saying that, oh, it's dangerous for kids. How? So allergic reactions, that happen listen, there's people that majority of the kids don't have allergic reactions. Is a low percentage for kids to die from vitamin K. This is ridiculous. So you're going to take away just vitamin K for one problem that was a low percentage. There's people that are allergic to it.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we got Elon Musk was the first trillionaire. He was like a trillionaire for like a week. Now he's no longer a trillionaire because the stock went down. SpaceX stock went down. But you think about $1 trillion. That's 1,000 billion. Think of all the good that money could do, and it just sits on his balance sheet. It doesn't get taxed unless he sells it. It just sits there.
And they're
Yes,
trying to take
it
away
just sits there.
And they're trying to take away your Social Security.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're going to.
Like, this country is going down. Look at what Donald Trump already fired the Supreme Court, 2 of them, because they didn't listen to him, so he decided to fire both of them in the Supreme Court. The Supreme judges are fired, 2 of them. I don't know who. I need to look this up. What he fired, but the thing is, he fired them. I need to look this up. Let me see.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I think he tried to fire the head of the Federal Reserve.
Well, one of them resigns. They just resigns. Like, they just did it on their own. They left.
Okay.
Jerome Powell.
Trump fires election commission. Let me see. I don't know if it's the one.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I see it. Yeah, it's called President Donald.
I just think we're doomed either way. Democrat.
Yeah. I guess it
Doesn't matter.
does it.
Because we weren't any good with the Democrats either. Okay, we were in bad shape then. You know, so it really hasn't improved that much. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Well,
gas is going back up again. Gas is going back up again, even though it went down. You know. So
and have you seen any deflation back to the prices before? No.
I haven't seen much deflation in
And
prices.
that's a big part of the reason he got in office was, everyone's pissed off about the inflation.
Donald Trump says, "Oh, what did he say? No, he loves inflation. He didn't say deflation, but he said, "Oh, I love inflation" or
Yeah, he
something."
said that actually. He did say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, there it is.
he
Let
was
me
he
read
was
this.
riding high on the inflation we had. It started when COVID ended, and then Russia attacked Ukraine, and then we put a boycott on Russia. So 13% of all the oil went off the market, and then prices shot up. And then it took a year, and they came back down. But he rode that whole inflation thing when he was campaigning, for Trump 2.0.
Oh yeah, right. We've got to get these prices down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing, it wouldn't be so bad if he felt some of it. If he felt some of the repercussions from the inflation, but he doesn't.
No, but it's not really much he can do. Now, he did cause the inflation that we see recently in gas prices because of Iran. And
Well,
you
yeah,
can't deny that.
that's what. Because of Iran, what's going on over there in Iran, he did do that. That's part of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the
And I'm
thing is,
not
we
gonna.
should have never went over there. There was no reason for it. That's all I got
I
to
don't
say
know.
on that.
I don't know. They know shit we will never know. And I try to be fair to him because, they may have been on the verge of some nuclear breakthrough and we'll never know about it.
Never know about happens.
Right. So I try to be fair in that department, but I was just shocked. I saw the one and only debate they had between Kamala and Trump. And there was Trump. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the pets. It's the people who live there.
Yeah.
And that's his whole thing was the immigration. And here's Kamala with all these great ideas and $50,000 tax credit for new home buyers. And she was just. And the thing is we're so racist in this country we can't elect people that are the best for us. I'm not saying perfect. I'm saying better.
Better,
Yeah.
yeah. Because you're never gonna get
No, they're both
better.
evil, but it's less evil. I
Yeah.
want to go with a party that gives, more to the people versus more of the billionaires and trillionaires.
It is what it is. Remember, this country is one on one main, like, they worship whatever they worship. We don't know what they worship. It's evil still. But the thing is, at least they're just giving you whatever you need that will help you to survive out here. You know what I mean? And that's all that matters.
Yes. And that's why I'm more Democrat than I'm Republican.
You're never, ever going to, clean out everything, because the thing is, you're just going to, just like Pam Bundy said, if you dismantle everything, you're just going to you're going to shut down everything of what America stands for, and that's all it is. So fine, whatever. But the thing is, we still need to get this country back in place. We need this country in order again. Because the thing is, it's just everything is running amok and everyone is going crazy. Everyone is in a psychosis right now. Now they're in a freaking religious psychosis instead of doing their freaking research and bringing this country where it needs to go. They don't want any high technology. They don't want anything over. I'm like, listen, you need to bring in something to make this country run. Because the thing is, what about, like I said, again, your roads need to get paved again. You need a better housing. You need actually your water down there. The water down there where, remember that, I forgot where it was. Was it Louisiana somewhere? It's the water that is dirty.
Flint, Michigan had a huge problem.
It was a swamp over there and it's infecting their water. That needs to get fixed. That needs a whole new pump system, a new pipe system that is so powerful so no water can, the water can't pierce through there.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I've been Republican. I'm sorry, go ahead and pass it.
But Social Security, that they're going to deplete it or cut back our checks in 2034. What they need to do is these people that are rolling in the dough that are getting Social Security checks.
Yeah.
There's the deal right there. decrease their fucking payments, okay? And
Yeah.
so people that really need the damn money can continue to get their damn checks, okay, they work for.
Well,
Exactly. They work hard for that.
What they could do. I think they stopped taxing Social Security after the first 110,000. I don't know what the current number is, but it's somewhere around there. And these billionaires and trillionaires and people that make millions of dollars a year, you could tax them all the way up to whatever they make.
Absolutely.
Don't stop it at 110,000.
Absolutely. Yes, that's the only fair thing. Okay.
Right. And capital gains could have a Social Security tax.
And let's say if they weren't taking it from us, it from us, that's fine and dandy. But they're taking it from us.
Exactly.
And letting it go about their merry damn way. Okay?
Listen, everything, because all those taxes came from, Donald Trump's statue. Then you got they took down, thank God, they took down the Trump Kennedy Center. They erased the Trump. They took it down. But but the problem is that's all our hard-earned money right there that he actually used to put his name up on that Kennedy Center. Not only that, the UFC fight, that was part of our tax money too. That was part of that as well. The ballroom, and also I'm not finished. The provident that he's going to actually create, that's going to go into the White House. Not only that, he said he was going to make a bunker where he's going to stay underneath the ballroom. He probably might do that so that he will not leave, and then he will not leave. He wants to stay president for the next 8 more years or more, higher than that.
That's not.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
He won't live that long.
You listen. He know how to op it. Donald Trump know how to op it. If he knows how to play his cards right.
That'd be the first time it happened, man, in the history of the United States of America.
Well, I mean, remember when Biden was president and this whole election denial thing? And I swear half the Republican Party was in election denial. And you can see how it could easily go that way. And Trump wasn't going to leave the White House. Then the military had to put out a letter saying we're impartial when it comes to politics. We don't get involved with that stuff. We enforce the law.
And the thing is, like I said, I have to go back to what JC said. Like this generation with the baby boomers and the freaking Gen X's and all that stuff need to let these next generation try to think critical thinking so that they can actually clean up this mess. But they won't let them do that because they want their consciousness into them, and it's not going to work. Right now, freaking Donald Trump is taking away and ruining the young generation's lives and trying to brainwash them, trying to think that this is the real reason, like taking away history, taking away the artifacts from Ansonia, all the Ansonia Museum, taking away Black history, taking away all the history, trying to brainwash their own freaking race of white people of the next generation to make them have not white guilt so that they can say, oh, well, we didn't do that. That was by your choice that you were slaves. Knowing that they can't, how are they, let me tell you, how can you have a choice as a slave when you were in boats traveling all the way while you're getting abused in the boats now, coming over here in the Native Americans' land, in an unknown land, and then you still getting abused, whipped, and killed, and cut up, and raped, and eaten, and your blood is getting spilled to give thanks to their God. Tell me, is that a choice?
Is it a choice? It wasn't a choice back in the Old Testament too, when the slaves were when they were allowed. God actually condoned. He didn't stop slaves. God did not stop slaves. He said those slaves that you may have, you can whip them almost till they're dead.
Yeah, okay? That's Exodus.
So I'm saying he actually permitted slavery. God did, and the God of the Bible. I'm saying. The God of the Bible permitted slavery. Okay?
Yes.
That's why the people are thinking like they are now. Okay? The Republicans and they're that these nationalists or whatever, they're thinking that same along those same lines. It was just the time of it. Well, it was the same God of the Old Testament as the New Testament. Same God.
I mean, here are they. Here's this one. How are they Christian when they keep harassing black people? Make that make sense. How are they Christian like that freaking Chad the fucking builder that keeps harassing the black people? And now he's in jail. Now his friend named what is his name? Lake, whatever his name is, Lake is now doing the same thing. John Link, whatever his name is. I don't know his name. When he said, "Oh, you blacks are not better parents. You need to be better parents or something out there," and then he got hit or something like that from a group of a black person or something. His name is John Link or something. I don't know. Link.
Well, Patsy, I'm going to piss you off a little bit. I'm sorry, but I'm going to do it.
Go ahead. I'm in the
middle. Okay. There's a huge difference between a Northern Republican and the Southern Dixiecrats that became Republican when Johnson did the civil rights thing and all the Republicans left the Democratic Party because the Democrats are fighting for civil rights.
Okay.
And then the whole South went red.
They're taking away.
That's when I left. That's when I left the Republican Party.
They're taking away liberation. They're trying to take away liberation. They're trying to take away They're trying to take away the 17th Amendment. Well, I mean, really, how can you take away the 19th Amendment? So they're taking away the 19th Amendment. So how can you take away the 19th Amendment that was already signed hundreds of years ago? How can that happen?
Hey,
How can you do that?
To change the Constitution, you have to have like 3/4 of the states and so many of the House and the Senate. It has to. There's a process for it, but it doesn't mean they can't use the Supreme Court to do something fucked up. And then if they take away the 19th Amendment, why don't they take away the 15th and the 14th and the 13th, which basically freed the slaves, gave them birthright citizenship and the right to vote? I mean, they've already taken away Roe versus Wade.
It is so crazy. Like, this country is, I mean, these people are so weird. And then Donald Trump, remember, I just saw that a whole bunch of black women have gotten unemployed. I don't know, 1 million, I don't know, 1,000, I don't know. And then if they're homeless, and also black men too, then you'll want to say, oh, you're homeless. You can't be homeless. You got to work. How are they going to work when you had them unemployed? How does that work? It's confusing.
I don't know. I just know I would not want to be a Gen Z or a Gen Alpha. That's for sure.
But I'm going to tell you, one of the main, getting back to the basics, one of the main problems, what we're talking about, all of this right here we're talking about, comes down to having too many people in the world.
It comes down to what?
Too many damn people in this civilization.
But the thing is, they're saying it's too many people, but then you wanna bring babies into the world, Donald Trump. You want to say, let's bring babies into the world, Donald Trump. But you're saying that there's too many people. Well, Bill Gates said it, but then Elon Musk also said it. But there's a fight against popularity, depopulate versus population. So what the fuck is it?
So what I'm saying is this religion, this Christianity promotes, Christianity promotes having kids.
I want to jump in and clarify, because Bill Gates said that there's too many people in the developing world, in the global South. He didn't say that there was an overpopulation in the Western society. So yeah, he was trying to be specific about the African and Middle Eastern countries, not the West.
Oh, so mostly the African side.
It's still too many people.
There are. We had 2 billion people right after World War II, after 60 million people were killed.
Yeah,
and
but
we have 8.3 billion now. That's one lifetime, a 400% increase.
But see, what I'm saying is
so
religion, Christianity in particular,
Yes.
promotes
Yep. Yep.
proliferation, reproduction,
Be fruitful and
the
multiply.
sanctity of life.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you know, this is preached,
yeah.
okay?
Here,
And so nobody's wanting to really. They don't care if they have kids out of wedlock.
here's a gray area with that. The problem that I have with this be fruitful and multiply bullshit
Yeah,
is what I don't understand is there's people that have mental problems. Like they do not want children. They do not want children. They will kill children. They
Right.
don't want no children until their mind is right. There's
Right.
people that are very young that don't want to have children right now because they want to have, in order to have children, you got to have your mind right before you have children.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You bet.
Unfortunately, your genitals can work just fine, and your mind can be fucked up.
But it's just
You know how these children, when they grow up, they tell stories about what their family members did to them,
Mhm.
abusing them, doing all this other stuff. Those family members had a freaking fucked up mind.
Mhm.
You think these family members wanted children? No, they would have to do that by force
Yeah.
from other family members. They did not want to have no children. And the
Right.
thing is, how do we know that that's not what they really wanted?
Yeah, mental influence.
We don't know.
You know, like well, my parents did it, my grandparents did it, generationals did it. I'm gonna have to do it too. Okay, it's the only thing that makes any sense. That's what they're thinking. You know, instead of
Yeah.
using their own damn mind. Okay.
No, they just follow the flock. They don't think about the ethics of it and the burden they put on their kids.
Exactly.
And
And
like
the
I
fact their
said,
kids are going to die.
and like I said, and the thing is, the problem that I have is they're just trying to, they just want to find someone. Oh, I gotta find someone. You ain't gotta find anyone. You gotta find yourself. You gotta love yourself before you love anyone else. And
Yes.
also, I have another thing. You gotta be careful of who you're dating and feel in your heart that if that person is dealing with some fucked up shit, you're not supposed to date them. You can't date them. So why don't you find someone that has a normal, decent heart where you can date that person? Because the thing is, you're doing it because of validation from your and and your father. Because you're blind to don't know who you're dating.
Love is
you're
blind.
trying to get married.
Mhm.
Love is blind. I've
And
seen
you're also
some.
saying, and they're also saying, "Oh, I gotta find somebody. I gotta find
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's pressure.
It's
They feel like
pressure.
this.
It's pressure.
Yeah.
Let the person find that natural love from the other person where they naturally get together and love each other, and stop forcing another person to find someone, because it's not going to work. You're pressuring that person. And when they find someone, they're in hell with this other person. And that person don't even like that person. You're
Right.
creating that.
And
That's
then they
a
make a
toxic
baby or three.
relationship.
And then they fuck up the babies.
Because the thing is because of what happened to them. Oh, because I did it, so why don't you do it? Because the thing is, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. And then the divorce rate in this country is
The
43%.
divorce rate is crazy.
And you know it'd be
divorce rate
higher
is
if it wasn't for kids. Yeah.
There's people that are into polygamy. They don't even want to try to have a monogamous relationship with another person that's monogamous. They keep it quiet. So why do you think they cheating all the time? They really want a monogamous relationship, and a polygamy relationship. There's people that lie to date these people, knowing that they don't even like that person, or they want their way where they really want polygamy and they cannot. So they're just fitting in with this perfect family Like, oh my gosh, I got my wife here. Oh, I got my husband, knowing that behind the scenes, nothing's with like, I mean, they're having children, they're doing whatever, but it still doesn't, they're not connecting because the thing is, they don't have like a sit down with each other of what they like. What is your, what do you like? Do you like polygamy? Do you like this? Do you like that? They can't. Because one is like, I want a traditional family where I'm just with one husband, and the other one is like, I want so many wives. And then the cheating comes in and it's like, oh my God, you cheated on me. Oh my God, I cannot take it. It's like, and then they're fighting and arguing and doing it. It's
And they
crazy.
made 2 babies. And they made 2 babies.
Yeah.
And the list goes all the way across the board. Again, there's people that, again, they're doing it for validation with not just family members, friends too.
Oh yeah, peer pressure.
Well, talking about
No,
the ultimate peer pressure. This is kind of on a personal level, but
It's only
I
hurting them.
was
You're
kind of,
hurting them.
no, I was getting
I'm
ready to say-
sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
No, I was
I'm
getting ready
sorry.
to say that, this is kind of on a personal level, talking about pressure. I was born and raised a Christian, and I had gotten involved with a guy, about college age. We were in that age, and we started seeing each other, and we decided to move in together. Okay.
Ooh,
Well,
okay.
anyway, at that point, I felt like I was forced, let's just say, to make things right, get married. Okay? Because otherwise, I'm
you were living in sin.
I'm committing fornication,
You are living in sin.
damnable sin.
That's right.
So I am having to make the ultimate decision to get married, to make quote, make it right, unquote. Okay?
Mhm.
Well, 18 years down the road, well, not even that long, I'd say about 5 years, whatever, I found out we're in a toxic relationship. Toxic.
Uh,
I mean, he's physically abusive to me. He's mentally
Oh.
abusive to me.
uh,
Psychologically and all that stuff. And I was giving him some back too because we were just toxic, okay, together. So,
Mm.
what's my deal? I can't have a divorce because he's not unfaithful to me, and he's
Yeah.
not dead yet. So, hey, I'm stuck here, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I went ahead and divorced him. But I can't get remarried again. I cannot remarry.
oh yeah, that's what Jesus said. Yeah.
I
Oh
cannot remarry.
yeah. You
For those
can't remarry.
So, see what I'm saying? It's a forced situation. This is the way society is and religion is. It sets these parameters. You got to stay in it, or hell, you're damned. Is what you are.
But the thing
So-
is, this is the strangest thing. That means that you're going to miss everything you had with another man that might
Right.
love you
Right.
than
There you
the
go.
last one you had.
Exactly. Just because I made a mistake. Okay? I made a mistake.
Right.
It's the wrong person.
There ain't nothing wrong with that, Like I said, some people make mistakes too.
Yeah.
Add that in there.
Of course.
You
Well,
know.
yeah.
But there's no leeway for that in Christianity. You make a mistake, you gotta divorce, not get married again, number one. And if you do, you gotta get rid of the person you married the second time and make it right. So you won't be committing adultery.
But
That's what I ended
but
up
I
doing.
thought I got a question. I thought committing adultery is like when you're committing adultery is like when you're cheating on someone while you're married. That's
Well,
what adultery
Not
is.
necessarily. According to the Bible, if
Right.
you were married to that person to death, until death, the first husband or spouse you married, you were connected to them, united in them till death.
So come to death to us part.
Right. So if you go and get with another man or marry another man, you're an adultery. That's all there is to it. Unless he was unfaithful to you.
Right. That's what Jesus said.
Or he died. One of the two. Those are the two reasons. And so anyway, here I'm sitting here, can't get married again. And guess what that means? I can't have
Well-
sex again either. Or I'll be committing fornication.
Oh,
How you like that?
You're in a rock and a hard place. Sorry.
But that's what religion does to you.
Oh yeah. I'm all for people believing in God, but the religion part of it, because I've read the Bible and I just can't believe people follow that book. It's disgusting. And the thing is that Jesus didn't even write that shit.
Yeah,
but the thing is, they use that Bible. Listen, I gotta tell you the real truth on that. They use that book was written from a group of men that want to create this structure where they can have everything for themselves and have every woman for themselves. But the thing is, they'll have the main woman, but then what they do is they have all these concubines with them. Remember, you had these kings, you had these princes, you have all of them over it started from the UK now. Listen, there was concubines that they had. They had all of them. The thing is, they use that Bible to force everyone in it. That's what it is. So that everyone can also do what they did. That's basically what it is.
Right. I agree.
Because the thing is, no one was following that. Like in all these different groups, no one knew what Jesus was. They believed in the God. You had all these other ones that had Melchizedek. They had freaking groups of people that was so intelligent you wouldn't even understand. Your body wouldn't even understand it. You wouldn't understand what they're saying. They had so many. They had their own freaking groups of people that actually knew what these gods was. There wasn't just God. There was so many of them, of whatever group of these people believed in before this Bible came in. Remember, the UK, when they stormed Ethiopia with this, where they had this Christianity over in Ethiopia because they didn't know what that was. It started over there, then it spread it all the way down to Africa. Listen, you had Queen Elizabeth that owned what? Went over and conquered Nigeria to Jamaica to all these other Virgin Islands, all the way down to like a Trinidad and all of them with this.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom line is the Bible is full of contradictions. Full of contradictions.
Yep.
And false prophecies. And when you really read it, starting from Genesis, which makes no sense, because Adam and Eve chose the wrong decision. You know why they chose the wrong decision? It's because they hadn't eaten from the tree of knowledge yet.
Wait.
Before they made the decision to eat from the fruit.
I have a lot of questions with that Adam and Eve.
Yeah, I'm just saying, before we get into that, there's so many things that don't make sense at all in the Bible that it's obvious to me. Obvious that men.
It's obvious to me too. There's no way a God.
Yeah,
God
men
wrote that.
wrote this book, not God inspired. It was men that wrote this book. You're exactly right, Dave Breeze. That's what I'm thinking. Inspired by men's minds.
Yes.
Okay. To make everybody get together and do the right thing, and subjugation, control, that kind of thing.
You know what's funny? Paul wrote about half of the New Testament as far as books are concerned, and Paul never met Jesus. He just had a vision of Jesus on the road to Damascus. What makes him the authority on Jesus?
That vision. Okay, what was he taking? Mushrooms or something? I mean,
Probably.
Who knows what was going on there?
Yeah. And you can't translate from Aramaic and Hebrew directly into
Right.
how many languages did it go through? And you're supposed to have a perfect translation.
Mm-hmm.
There's just no way.
But there's zero proof of any of it. Zero.
Yeah.
I mean, just because you say historians wrote this down, I mean, do you know how many people that we followed history and it was false? I mean,
Right.
you know, cult members believe things that weren't true. They die for it, and they die for it.
Yeah. Look at David Koresh. Look at Jim Jones. You remember David Koresh and Jim Jones?
Yeah, Jim Jones, and you got the what was it called? What was that name of the guy that held off and all that stuff?
What was the Kool-Aid? They drank the Kool-Aid and like 900
Drank
of
the
them died.
Kool-Aid, yeah.
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 I mean, people will die for their beliefs.
And
It's
I
true.
was so they I think they were tricked too. Some of them knew what was going on, and it's like it was too late for them because it was like they got guns, so they couldn't leave. And also, I forgot they also shot the newsroom. They shot the freaking the ones they were about to go to their plane. And Jim Jones went over there and shot the news reporters, the camera guy. I'm like, is he crazy?
Yeah.
No, he is. I mean, he's crazy. You know what I mean? I answered myself. It's like this man was absolutely crazy, Jim Jones.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh Lord, he was messing around with the girls in the group. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was messing with him.
Oh yeah.
If all you need is a quick drink, come on up. That's what he was saying. And you know,
But
I
I'm
heard.
talking about that last code, Pastor D, the last code. The guy that was bald headed, you know, and he was standing in front
Waco,
of
Waco, Texas. No,
No, it's like there was a God, I can't think of the name of it now.
Wait,
the
is he
ones
a
that were supposed
Satanist?
to jump on the comet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't remember their name. They were in California.
yeah. It was a group of about 20 people.
Yeah,
And
they all committed
cut their hair
suicide.
short. They cut their hair short.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about.
The
That was,
Moonies?
I mean, but any of these religions basically
Wait, did you
are
hear about?
cults. Okay,
I'm so yeah, they're cults.
I mean,
And
just if you believe in something that you don't have any proof of, might as well say it's a cult. Okay.
it is. It definitely is a cult. It's a cult where they have people thinking they have them manipulated into thinking that this is what's going to happen. Oh, it's the end of the world. I better do this. They try to have them. They try to mess with their mind. It's like a mind fuck, and they have them in this trance where they have them as a sheep and luring them in and creating these cults to make them think that they're safe, they're okay, until at the very end they start chopping them up or doing whatever they're doing or probably suffocating them, just like that man that was another pastor from 1995 that suffocated them over in the train station. That Chinese, I don't think he's Chinese, that fat guy that died along with the rest of them. Yeah, they're him. So yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
the
forgot his
sad
name. I
thing
don't know.
is, they teach children this before they can have critical thinking.
Oh yeah.
And
No, thanks, you big time.
yeah, and then you're gone. Once they get the children, they're gone.
Mhm. I mean, you got a kid that grows up on a church
Oh.
pew. Okay? They're indoctrinated even before they could think. You know.
Yeah,
That's not
they
right.
well, they start young. Yeah, they start with people that don't know no better. Because the thing is, they start with them. They got to start with them now. Because you know they're not going to start with older people that know their bullshit.
Right.
But they start with the ones that are young, so they get them,
Mhm.
and then they say, "Oh, you know, I can make your life better. Come on over to my place where I can get all the evil demonic energy out of you and all that other stuff. You can come to my place. I got a whole group for you. Come on over." You know what I mean? And when
Right.
you get there, it's like hell on earth and all that other stuff. But it starts good. And then if you do something that they don't like, they try to abuse you and all that other stuff later on, or get you, or kill you. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, it's a mind mind manipulation. In the best degree. and it starts early.
Mhm.
I mean, you got these people in Camp Mystic, these children in Camp Mystic. Okay,
Oh,
it was a Christian camp, and you know that flood that happened. That was where it was. It was the Camp Mystic was at this where this flood happened in Texas, I think. Well,
yeah.
anyway, those kids drowned. Okay, those
Wow.
praying Christian children drowned. I
Wow.
know they were probably praying for their life.
Jeez.
Did God help them? No.
No.
Can't even
No.
find one of the kids. Can't even find her body. Okay. And they blame it. They blame it on the camp. You know where the blame really lies, don't you?
Yeah. They had to blame it on oh, I forgot. I can't even
Because you know, God created this world the way He did. He could have made it any way He wanted to. He could have set it up any way.
Mhm.
Got all the power, all the control.
Yeah.
And He could have made it where everybody. He could have made it where we all had free will, but we didn't have the propensity to go against Him. That's the bottom line. Everybody throws up, well, we got free will, we got free will. You know, that's their excuse every time they'll say that. But when you think about that, what I just said, He could have made it that way, but He didn't. And the question is, why?
Mm. That's the biggest question I would like to know. Why does people have free will? The thing is, you can have free will when you are doing whatever you're doing. But like I said, when it comes to again, and let's just say, like I said, if you're LGBT or whatever it is, you cannot have free will when you're whatever you're doing, and even to children, you have free will to do whatever you want to do. Just make sure you know how to play your freaking cards right.
Mm.
Again, where's the Epstein files at? Where's the Epstein files at that he blocked because he's in there? Like I said, I don't understand. This is just weird to me. It's
And
just weird.
but as far as what I'm saying about what JC says, you know, about parents bringing kids into this world and their kids suffering and having pain afterwards, the fault is always on the creator, the one that created, okay? The responsibility is on them, not the creation. That's my point. So, and it goes for religion too.
Yeah.
God created us according to the Bible. He created us. Now, if you believe in the Bible, I mean, we're even saying if there is a God, okay? I'm not saying that distinctly. I'm just saying, but if there is the one in the Bible the way it says it is, then He's the one responsible for everything.
Yeah. And here's another thing. Okay, so I don't know. This is weird also. Like my mother say we are all God's children, right? But how are we God's children when God's had a son named Christ, right? We are His creation. So how are we all God's children if God already have a child, which is Jesus Christ?
Right,
That doesn't make sense to me.
right.
And let's talk about again. We got to talk about homosexuality again. I'm going to tell you this. Why did the eunuchs exist? Then here we go. We have to start with like Abraham. Abraham almost had an attraction to his own sons. You've heard about that, right? That was in the Bible, I believe.
I didn't know about that.
I believe it was one of them. It's either Abraham or one of them. I don't know. Allegedly, he had an attraction or some kind of affection with his son.
Mhm.
Then there was another story of the eunuchs that they had because the warriors, they were fighting and everything else, and then they were sleeping with them, you know what I mean, and had an affection with each other and all that other stuff. So how did we go over to Sodom and Gomorrah, and these two were lovers, right?
Mhm.
And how did they? Because the thing is, the city wasn't destroyed until after. How long did that city stay for? Because the thing is, if that was the case, God should have destroyed the eunuchs. God should have destroyed even Abraham. God should have destroyed the whole city before when they started staying together, when they started kissing in the beginning. That should have been destroyed. How did it? How did Sodom and Gomorrah get destroyed? When they first touched and loved each other, or was it later down, or was it because they were sleeping with the animals? Are they sleeping with other people? So did God did not care of them sleeping with each other as long as they don't sleep out of their marriage to sleep with Tom, Dick, and Harry, or a woman or whatever, and sleeping with the animals and children and all that other stuff? Then he got angry and had all the angels to come down and just destroyed the place with balls of fire, making them turn into a pillar of salt. Remember, homosexuality didn't come in until 1946. So how did that happen? Because the thing is, homosexuality was another word that means something else. But the thing is, pedophilia was actually men that's liking young boys. Actually, it had nothing to do with two consensual men sleeping with each other. So what are we talking about? And why are they so? And why today people are so angry with two men or that's consenting with each other, knowing that it's not. You shouldn't care about that, because the thing is, you're sleeping with all these other women, and you're sleeping with all these other men, and you're all whores and all that other stuff. So how can you tell another person who they sleep with, knowing that that's not what that context means? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, here's one that doesn't make any sense too. Speaking of Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, they're these I don't know what you call them, come beating on the door of Lot's where Lot's has his family. Okay. And they want to come in there and have their way with Lot's sons, or whoever's in there in the house. Okay, remember that?
Uh-huh.
And Lot says, "No, please don't do that. Here, take my virgin daughters and do what you will with them, but don't take my son." How about that? That's just as bad. That's just as bad of an atrocity.
So
And
that
then-
basically that means that women ain't shit. Then that means women ain't shit. That means they're the
Women are
lowest of the
crack, and you're
totem
right. It's
pole.
like use them like a piece of meat. Okay.
So that means that
Yeah.
don't take my son. That means that, oh, they ain't a piece of anything. So women are just a piece of crap. They're just
Right, piece of-
because the Bible says that they're demons, they're this, they're that. That's basically what they're saying.
women are to be used and abused and have offspring. Okay, that's the story in the Bible about women. Okay, and be raped, and actually be raped by God's commands. God actually commanded that women be raped.
Yeah, that's the reason why Jefferson, what is his name? I forgot his name, the president. What is his name? Thomas Jefferson, when he
Yeah.
had that slave and forced the slave to have sex with, him and all that other stuff and have him as his wife. She didn't consent. She didn't consent.
Right.
She didn't.
And when
Yeah,
David,
well, I
That's
just
by
learned that
force.
she was actually only 14.
She was 14. Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. So what's the difference between a man and the heterosexual side? It don't make any sense.
that's the same
Doing
time. Same
that it's the same that it's rape and molestation and pedophilia.
Exactly right. And remember David? David did something wrong. He didn't do something that God asked him to do all the way. And so his wife had to pay the price. And his wife was taken up on top of his roof and repeatedly raped. God told him to do it. These people to do it. Okay? Spectacle. on top of a roof.
Yep.
And that she would be raped on top of that roof repeatedly by a lot of different men. I mean, it's in the Bible. This is actually in the
It's
Bible I'm talking about.
this is messed and it's messed up. It really is.
Well, the main difference though is that two men or two women can't procreate. So even if a woman is raped, who cares? Because at least that's going to create a child. I mean, that's the way they justify it. Like
Mhm.
that, they're creating life, and two men can't do that.
Yeah, but what about her honor? What about her dignity?
They don't care about that.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
don't care. They
That's
don't
exactly
care
what
because
I'm
the thing is, a woman ain't shit. Because the thing is, she's just a freaking piece of pussy. That's
Right.
what it is. That's what the Bible says.
Yep.
And if you don't do what, and you are a man, you are the king, and you supposed to do this, even if you can't care for that. I mean, you can care for that woman, yes. But the thing is, you are more dominant than her. She can't. She can't. You whatever if she critiques you or anything like that, you have the ability to rape her. You have the ability to smack her up. You have the ability to do all of that stuff because that's what the Bible said. The
Exactly.
Bible said that.
Exactly. Yep. Misogyny is rampant.
It's very
Misogyny is over the top.
misogyny in that freaking Bible because the thing is, that is not love. The love is two consenting
Right.
adults that bind together, that is evenly yoked together so that they can make it through this world together.
Mhm.
This ain't got nothing to do with anything of dominance. It's about the masculine, the divine masculine, and the divine feminine to join together as one, to love one another as one. That should not be that Bible right there. It's so fucking misogynistic. It's fucking crazy. I don't go by that.
It's
Yeah, it's
just, I
also
mean, the thing is, I was a Christian for 50 years.
it's
Okay.
also terrible about children because it's spoiler ride, spare the child, and they use the Bible to justify abusing children.
I'm not gonna do that. No, 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 because that doesn't make any sense. That's what happened to me when I was a child. I got hit for no reason at all. Thanks to my freaking mother. For
Yeah.
no fucking reason. It did not make sense.
No.
No, because you were just her punching bag. My mom was the same way. I mean, it wasn't my fault. Most, I mean, some of the time it's because of my brother. Like we would fight all the time, but she never tried to figure out whose fault it was. She just started beating everybody.
Mhm.
And it's like
I-
whatever frustration she had, she hated
Yeah.
her job.
Yeah.
She hated that.
Because no, it's the real frustration is because she's using you because she's not telling you her backstory on what happened to her. That woman could have been abused, could have been
Mm.
sexually molested from her uncles, could have been molested or abused, hit over and over and over again. She probably didn't understand it, and she probably grew up thinking that this is the norm, and I'm going to do it to my motherfucking kids. And that's exactly what the heck happens, and that's how the cycle continues with that. That's the
yeah,
real
but I'm
reason
not-
why
I'm not
she
gonna-
does this shit. I can't take this. This was absolutely ridiculous, but I had to go through. That was crazy work.
It's
Because the
I'm not
thing
going
generational.
to
is,
talk about that on
it-
YouTube, but I'm not going to talk about that on YouTube. But I did find out her backstory, and yeah, what you're saying is absolutely right.
Mm.
But they have all this unprocessed trauma, and a lot of times they'll take it out. Like if they're women who were abused or whatever, they'll take it out on their male sons.
they
Sure.
definitely will. They definitely will.
I'm just saying these people learn from the past generations. This is not something new to them. They learn it. And it's passed on. But that's the way it is. But I don't know. I had something on my brain. I forgot what it was. But
They don't have, listen, they still don't have healed. They still have, that's not even going to work. Because the thing is, you still have trauma that you need to unheat, that you need to actually get rid of. You still have trauma.
yeah.
It's never going to go away. You can abuse your kids all you want. It's never going to go away of how you was abused.
Mhm.
It's never going to go away.
Right.
Ever. Until you yourself can actually find peace within yourself and love yourself
Right.
to love others.
But what I'm telling you is, as far as I was a Christian for 50 years, and just that Bible was like it. That was it. Just the thing. And then I've critically thought about particularly the Old Testament, and that's what got me starting to deconstruct.
It's not love.
And that's
It's
50 years worth. 50. That's a big step, but I did it. And I'm
it's
the
not.
only one in my family, in past generations too, that's actually done that, I think. So I'm definitely the black sheep in the family, as far as no way. I'm not trying to make that seem funny, but I'm just saying I'm just definitely the outcast or whatever, for thinking differently and using my own head, and coming to a different conclusion about what that Bible says and what its message. And it's like I say, because if God had made the world like it's supposed to be in the first place,
Mhm.
He had to send His Son down.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? That would
exactly.
have been
Yeah,
totally unnecessary.
it is unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary. But the thing is because like I said, it's all because Adam and Eve ate the freaking fruit. But the thing is, this goes back to what I said. How you going to create something where they're ignorant? They don't know anything. First off, where was Adam to warn Eve to stop, don't eat the fruit? Where
Right.
was he?
We're
Where
right.
was he? Because Eve didn't know anything.
Mhm.
And
Well,
He
remember,
didn't know
that
anything either.
snake came
He
and
didn't know
said,
anything
"Oh,
either.
if I come in," and listen, he came in and said, "Listen, if you eat this fruit, you will not die. You will actually have eternal life and have godly whatever the hell it is." And she's like, "Oh, okay. Where was Adam at?"
Right, but the
well,
thing is,
the
Adam
thing,
didn't know either. Adam didn't
the
know
Gno-
anything.
the Gnostic version is different from the traditional, like King James version that everybody learned. Like that story, the version that we got didn't make any sense. But once you read the Gnostic Bible, it makes a lot more sense.
Well, my point is that the tree of knowledge is the tree of knowledge. Okay? And how are you going to make the right decision unless you have the knowledge?
Well, in the Gnostic version, the tree Eve was actually the tree. Like Eve was already eternal, and she came into human form. Like Eve was not an actual woman; she represented feminine energy, and she came down into the form of a tree, and Adam ate from it. And I've talked about it before, y'all. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if y'all are interested in the Gnostic version, but it's just it makes so much more sense than the nonsense we were told.
Oh
But
yeah,
again, even if it was that way,
the tree.
you had to eat from the tree, okay,
So
before we make a decision.
yeah. So that one is different. So that one is about her. So her is the tree, and Adam ate from her, which she is the tree herself, where he ate it and he got the knowledge, and then God ain't got angry at him.
Right, because I've talked about it before, but basically the God of the Old Testament is actually a demiurge, and so he's not the true God. He trapped us into the material world, and he didn't want us to know the original source that we came from, and so Eve came down in the form of a tree, and they tricked that demiurge and the archons, and then Adam was able to eat the fruit and get the knowledge, and that's why they punish Eve. The true God is not actually male; it's a feminine God by the name of Sophia. So,
Sophia.
yeah, I've been wanting to talk more about Gnosticism, and I think Pastor D and other people were interested in that. So I may end up doing that more. I just need to do more reading on it because there's a lot of books. There's the gosh,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
This-
I mean, I've already asked the audience, and they said they do want me to talk about it because that Garden of Eden story makes no damn sense.
Mm-mm.
Me either. I never understood it. And then you brought us here, and now I'm punished from my own family members and everyone else and all that other
Uh-huh.
shit. And then you got all these people lying and trying to trick you and
Uh-huh.
try to have jealousy over you and all that other stuff. It's just crazy
And
work.
he,
It's like
and he creates angels, all the angels, okay, in the very
all
beginning,
the angel.
before Adam and Eve even come in the picture, he creates these angels, okay.
He created these angels.
Yeah.
Is he? How come he has the principalities? He has the archangels. He has the powers, the cherubim, the cherubim. You have the freaking. Listen, you have the thrones. You have the freaking what do you call them? The dominion. I think I said the dominions already. There was another one that I'm missing. The one with the octopus, freaking one eye with the octopus. I forgot his name. All of them, and you can't tell me to stop these people from harming you.
Right. And
You have
and he creates that angel,
Subael,
Lucifer.
Gabriel, Siriel, Michael. You
Yeah.
have Ezekiel, Kanael, Sidai, I can't pronounce it. You got all these archangels,
Mhm.
all of them. Okay, this is weird. Call on Jesus, but the thing is, they keep saying, "Oh, the principalities, we're against the principalities." They're angels. They have a job to do. They're protecting you, aren't they?
Mhm.
They're angels with jobs to do.
Mhm.
There's an angel, a spirit of motion. There is angels that control storms. There's an angel of joy.
Yeah.
So they're just there for what? And then you got all these. You got the cherubim and the cherubims. You got to be humble. Holy, 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 holy. Like you got to be humble over the face of God. What the heck did they do?
Well, here's the
And the
hidden.
thing is, they're saying that then they say that the cherubims are burning. How are they burning? There is no depiction of them burning.
Well, I'm saying that he created all the angels. Lucifer turned out to be his favorite one, the one he loved the most. And Lucifer turns out to go against him. Okay. Now, if God is omniscient, which means he knew exactly what's going to happen before it happened. Okay, had all the foreknowledge of everything. And he has foreknowledge, and he knows past knowledge and everything else. He just has all the knowledge. So anyway, he knew that Lucifer was going to do that. Okay, he knew it before he made it. And then he ends up throwing him, casting him down to earth.
Why Earth though? Why can't he just
to cause shit and everything else that he's done? I mean, tell me what makes sense about this, and tell me what's loving about that.
And then he sent Michael down there to fight or whatever that's going on down there, knowing that Satan sent a third of the angels down with him. And then God said, Michael, I want you to go down there and I want you to fuck them. Yeah, Lucifer, Lucifer sent a third, did you see Lucifer sending a third down with him?
Mhm.
Lucifer, he said half a third of my angels down with him. Listen, Michael, I want you to go down and fuck them up. I'm not going to ever let you back up here. What? You fought down there. How did they get up here then? How did all those angels you fought up here, how did they get up here then? Go down there. I'm not going to let you back up here. I'm not going to let you back up here and fight down there. That's exactly what he's saying.
Mhm.
It's weird. It was just weird. That's weird.
Very. But it's like I say, the more you think about it, the more it makes zero sense. And how can you believe something like that and be held accountable for not believing it? You know? It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's all I gotta say. I mean, that's the most thing I have to say about it. I mean, for something to not make sense as much as it does, how can anybody be held responsible for not
Oh,
believing it?
yeah, here's another one. The angels got eyes all the way around. Their wings have eyes. So how are you going to have them hide their face and their legs when they have eyes on their wings everywhere?
Yeah.
They can see you. That don't make sense.
Mm-mm. Nothing makes sense about it.
Is that a practice? Was that a decoration? Was
Yeah.
that his amusement?
It makes you wonder if it wasn't his. It just all this was just his amusement. You know?
Okay, this reminds me. I think this Bible is a part of Rome because this reminds me of Zeus. This reminds me of Pandora's box. This reminds me of Aladdin. It reminds me of all these other gods where Zeus punished one of the, I forgot what his son was, where he went to this place where he sent his son there in chains, where he had this crow come down from the heavens and eat his liver every single day. Because that's what it reminds me of. I think God is Zeus. I'm sorry. I think it's Zeus. I think that's his name. I think that's his name. I think that's where it came from. I believe so. They just changed it up. I think that's what it is.
But that everything that we talked about and the fact that there's so many contradictions, you know, they're everywhere. The four gospels. Who knows who wrote them? Number one, we don't know who even wrote them. And every version, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, are different. The things they say in there. I mean, they don't match. They make certain facts aren't the same. Okay, and that's just the four gospels. So I don't know. I can go on and on forever talking about that, but I guess I've taught myself out on the
It is so weird. Like I can play Monte Matter right now, and she used to, when she was a little girl, she was also convinced and everything else, and she grew out of that because out of this Christian evangelical, she was right in the middle of it. And the thing is, she was abused. She was even abused from her husband. And you know what? She decided, you know what? I'm just going to be Democrat. I'm going to, she was like one of them people like, it's crazy work. Like she was also she's with her girls. Like what's in that Bible, she was even saying about women getting abused and how David and all of them started raping that girl and all that. She even said that. Again, she was a Christian, you know what I mean? She had to obey the husband and everything else and all of that.
The thing about it is, that's what's so intriguing about it, because Christians will see that and they'll actually acknowledge that it happened, these things that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And they'll just gloss over it like, oh, but don't question it. There's got to be a reason. There had to be a reason, a divine reason for all this stuff, you know? I mean, and they'll just gloss over it and they'll say, don't you dare think anything otherwise, detrimental about that. You know what I'm saying? That's the way
don't question anything. Don't question it. Don't question God. Don't question all that.
Cognitive dissonance is crazy. It's called cognitive dissonance. And
It's
that's all,
definitely close to that distance. Yeah.
yeah, that's what they call it. And that's what it is. They just justify it in some way, or they ignore it, one of the two. They just gloss on over it.
I was about to say that, gloss all over it. Yep.
But here's the catch to that. And they say, well, we're in the New Testament now. Okay, we don't live by the Old Testament. That was nailed to the cross when Jesus died. Well, here's the thing. Jesus did not come to abolish the law. He came to fulfill the law. There's the catch on that. He didn't come to abolish it, get rid of it. He came to fulfill it, make it complete. So Jesus was for obeying the law, the Old Testament law.
And it's just so weird that we're here in this simulation, in this platform, where people, especially like you have family members that are very toxic, they don't even, it's like they talk about forgiveness, but it's like they look at you like you're their enemy. It's like, it's so weird. It's so tumultuous. It's very tumultuous. You read all of this of the Bible, but yet you cannot follow the rules of the Bible. So you want to abuse your own kids because they think different than you. They think a whole different of what they see than you, instead of learning from them. I never understood it. Like Neo X was also talking about, if you follow Neo X, that's up on YouTube, she also said that I don't agree with hitting a child or anything like that, because the child is actually our ancestors, and they probably might teach us a thing or two, and they probably make us better. Because I want to know everything. Like, let's just say if I want to ask my child, what is your past life? I want to know. I really want to know their past life.
Who are you talking about?
Neo X.
Oh, I'm not familiar. I thought you were okay.
No, she's the girl with the braids.
Are you talking about Michi X?
No, Neo X, not Michi X. Neo.
Oh, okay. Hey, Witchy, you're more than welcome to come up here if you want to. I posted the link. Yeah, I don't think we really have an abundance. I think we have a global economy where we extract from the global south. We have to, in order for us to have abundance, they have to go without. They're the ones that actually produce. I can talk about that in greater detail, but there's consequences for this so-called abundance. We're raping the planet. It leads to deforestation. The factory farming that everybody's complaining about. So this is false. I mean, it looks like we have abundance, but it comes at a price. There's more chemicals. There's more pesticides being used to mass produce food. It's not false scarcity. It's, first of all, it's not even sustainable because you're not producing it yourself. You're completely dependent on the government. The land space is being used. We're approaching an age of scarcity. That's why, first of all, if we had such abundance, then food prices would actually be low. It's not abundance. It's so many people. They have to redistribute food all over the planet, which increases the price because of the cost of transportation. This is not a sustainable economic model. It's not being produced locally.
Yeah, and also can I add a little bit on that? But also, like, the thing is, it takes a while for animals to also reproduce too. So they actually put in like antibiotics or something to make them grow as well and all that, because there's way too many people on the planet. There's so many people on the planet that they have to keep feeding them food and all that other stuff. And it's like also even vegetables too. They also have to find a way to have a special seed called Monsanto to actually plant in that is not not actually a real natural thing to do, but they add these things into the seed to force this tomato to grow so fast. It's like that's not how it works. It's artificial engineering for plants and animals and all that other stuff where they have to feed the whole population. It's like it's crazy work.
Okay, well, I'm glad that she brought that up because I guess I need to explain that in greater detail. Maybe I'll do another live stream explaining how we're. Yes, it looks like we have abundance now, where we are approaching an age of scarcity, and yeah, I think people are not paying attention, and I'm not sure why they're not paying attention because the writing is on the wall. We are depleting our fossil fuel reserves. Prices are higher now than ever. Um, it looks like that now, but grocery stores are actually going. They're not going to be restocked at some point, and this is not speculative. There's a lot of research predicting what's going to happen. And the reason why it doesn't look like this is going to happen is because the US dollar has been artificially propped up. It's not like we're actually producing all these goods ourselves. Because of the artificial inflation of the US dollar, we get to buy stuff globally. We have purchasing power with the US dollar. It's not sustainable. Once they get rid of the US dollar, then we're fucked. This is so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
They're tired. They're tired of the U.S. being a parasite, and the only reason the U.S. dollar has such high value is because of the military. That's why we have all these wars, so that we force people to accept our exchange rates. I mean, I know it's a little bit complicated, but this is not rocket science. Like they're lying us. They're setting us up for failure. And when we fall, we're going to fall hard. And these other countries are not going to feel sorry for us because we have been screwing them over for so long.
And also the gas prices is not going to go down until 3032.
Hyperinflation. You can just look at the acceleration of how inflation, that the US dollar has almost dropped in half in just a few years. The purchasing power of the US dollar, what used to cost $1 just a few years ago, almost cost $2. I'm not sure why people are not seeing the obvious.
Yeah, it's not going down anytime soon until we dismantle this whole freaking system that's actually governing this United States. Like these people are getting richer and richer and richer, and it's getting poorer and poorer and poorer. And the thing is, even if the prices are so high, we are not going to afford anything to actually buy out of anything. And the thing is, what they don't understand is the rich is how are we going to actually survive off of expensive stuff that we don't have? It don't make any sense. It really doesn't. I don't understand.
This is the reason they put Donald Trump in office. Donald Trump is trying to squeeze every dollar he can get out of us because this country is going under. They're trying to manage this this massive debt that we have that we can never repay. They don't want to be held by the balls by China. But at this point, it's too late to do anything about it unless we change the economy to be more production and not service oriented. But the way the lag is so great and significant. In order for them to create a skills oriented economy, they would have to change the entire education model. We're all taught to get these liberal art degrees, these women's studies and English and all these bullshit political science. Nobody actually has skills to actually produce anything. So yes, it's a very small percentage of the population that actually has skills that are productive, and the rest of us have useless education. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure what I mean. You can be optimistic. This is the problem with this optimism is that by the time they realize what is actually happening, it's too late to do anything about it. You can't course correct because now you're going to be in survival mode, and now you have all these children, and you're dependent. So you're going to accept the mark of the beast because you want to feed your 5 children, and you're going to be desperate. I'm not desperate because I don't have any children, and I don't really care about perishing. So we're all going to lose our freedom because of all the people who have children who want to submit to the state, begging the state to protect them and their children. Well, Witchy, if you, I know you're busy right now, but maybe we can discuss this at another time. Okay. Okay. I mean, that sounds good. I wish more people were self-sufficient, but unfortunately, most people live in overcrowded urban cities. They don't have the ability to feed their families without the supermarket. They're completely dependent on the state. If the global economy collapsed, they would literally starve.
And they're also depending on the government for assistance.
Right. The proof of it, Witchy, is that when Trump, when we have that whole, what do you call it, government shutdown, and they were not paying for SNAP, all these people, all these women, all these mothers were on TikTok complaining about how they could not feed their families. And we're talking about a temporary shutdown, just a few weeks, and they were talking about how they were starving, how they couldn't eat. So, Witchy, you might be fine, but most of these people are not going to be fine. Most of these people need help.
Yeah. This is like, just one individual. Is like, there's a whole bunch that really need help around here. So now we're going to need a program for them where they, where we can get food and that's for cheap so that they can feed their family or something, or their kids or something. We can make a program for it.
I just
Get
think a
them on
lot of times
service.
people think, oh, I'm good, so other people must be good. It's like, it's not true. Other people are not in the same situation you're in. Like, if you did, well, I'm not telling people that they should sacrifice for the greater good, but at the same time, you can't really project your situation on the other people. Other people are completely dependent on the system.
Yeah,
But instead of making a program for it, they need to learn how to quit having kids.
that's the thing.
That's
They
the
need
thing.
to stop.
Get to the root of the problem.
Right, but they're not going to stop having kids because they think the government is going to provide for them.
I said I don't. Well, that's why I'm saying don't give them any government assistance. Maybe they'll learn the hard way. That they can't depend on the government to pay their damn bills with kids.
And because those people can't survive without the state, they think that we all should be dependent on the state, and they will be used to justify more state authority. I'm glad that you love your 5 kids. I think okay. I'll leave that one alone. I guess by Marie Antoinette, you're talking about let them eat cake. Y'all saw what happened to Marie Antoinette, so I don't. Trump is a little bit more insulated, so that probably there's not going to be a revolution like what happened to the French.
It's just, like, I don't know. It's like we're in a tussle in between with so much that's going on. It's like we need to find another way to navigate through here to actually get this country the way it is so that we can get people back into jobs working, having this money flowing again. Try to, like I said, these rich people, they need to start doing bringing in taxes, like start paying taxes like everyone else. Like we need to start going into. We need a whole new system. We needed to dismantle the freaking whole. You know, who's ever controlling. It's not just President Trump or who he picked, who he choose, that don't know what they're doing. That's running this country. That everything needs to get dismantled and cleaned out. Where we need more people that have a decent mindset to bring here. Because this right here, I'm not liking this. I never did. How he was running it, no. How they are running it, absolutely not. It's just crazy. I can't.
Well, and then Trump also has absolute immunity, and he's not the only one who has absolute immunity. These judges also have absolute immunity,
Absolutely, yeah.
and other government officials have qualified immunity, but you can't hold the government accountable, so they don't serve your interests, and there's nothing you can do about it. Right, you are right. Trump is irrelevant. He's a figurehead, but he is, well, he's not completely irrelevant. He is relevant when it comes to things like tariffs,
Mhm.
starting wars that actually increase gas prices.
Yeah.
He's
Speaking of
not, I
tariffs,
mean, most policy decisions are made at the local
They-
local level. You are correct about that. He's not completely irrelevant. But he is the figurehead. He is the what do you call it? He's the the chief of state. That's the term I was trying to think. He's the chief of state. So he is the person that does negotiate on behalf of the country. And unfortunately, Donald Trump is not even deferring to Congress. He's passing a lot of executive orders. So the Supreme Court, I don't give a shit about politics. I'm an anarchist, but it's at the end of the day, the Supreme Court is not going to hold him accountable.
speaking of tariffs,
Mhm.
remember he was proposing $1,200 checks to be issued to everybody for the tariff, the
Yeah.
inflation with the tariff situation. Well,
Yeah,
guess what?
he
All
did.
that money went to China.
All of that money went to China?
Yes, ma'am.
And they said the Supreme Court ruled that those tariffs were unconstitutional. So why doesn't the government have to pay all that money back?
So, oh my God. So all that money went to China. All that stuff that he gave that went all, well, that's wild. So
Right.
now China's more richer than ever now. They
Well, you didn't
think
see
it's happening now.
You didn't see
Hey.
$1,200. You didn't see a $1,200 check, did you? You know?
Yeah. Eve Ping, I don't know his name. Eve Ping, whatever his name is. He is just dancing away. Hey, I'm very, speaking of that, I haven't heard of Kim Jong-un lately. He was very quiet. Kim Jong-un. What's going on with him? While everything is going on between not Elon Musk, Vladimir Putin, and then you have Netanyahu, and you have the other leader. They're all fighting, and Donald Trump too. Kim Jong-un is quiet. We haven't heard from him lately. What is going on? What happened to? Oh, I'm gonna get ready for my missiles to hit America. He's quiet. Did he get his money and he's laughing all the way to the bank? Did Donald Trump say, "Oh, I'm giving you all the money," and then he's quiet now? He's been very quiet. I don't know. Crickets.
Patsy, did you see that live stream earlier with Danny Shine?
Yes, I did. I I want to kick myself because I had to go somewhere during the day, but I saw it later. And I said, oh God, I missed that. I'd love to have been on, because I love Danny. God, I love him to death. And, you know, and here's another thing about Danny. People keep saying, well, you don't have any room to talk. You had children, Danny. What are you doing sitting there with a megaphone telling people not to have kids? Well, there is such a thing as going ahead and having kids and regretting and knowing you made the mistake and wanting to correct other people before they do it. You know? Which I think is the case with him.
Right, and he said that he's not the one who wanted children. His wife wanted children.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So, but I'm just saying, you know, you could have kids and realize, hey, this wasn't a good thing to do. In hindsight, you know, that it wasn't a good thing to do. So he's trying to educate people that it is the right thing to do. Not to have, you know, to go, you know, think twice about having kids. Because of what the irreparable harm could do to a child. They didn't foreseen or anything. You never know what's going to happen with that child. So you take it upon yourself to just take the liberty of having a kid and not knowing what's going to happen to that child.
Right.
Even up in age, okay? 20s, 30s, 50s, you know?
What he said is that's like saying a vegan can't be vegan because they ate meat before.
Mm.
And that's bull. That's bull. So, same principle, you know, that's not right. But I wonder, like, if I've got this condition now that I'm, you know, health-wise, and I wonder if, you know, my parents would have had me if they'd have known that I had this condition.
Well, DW wanted to turn that into a whole debate thing, and he shut that down. He's like, no, I'm not interested in debating people. You know, and he shut down all those arguments in the chats too. Like, I'm not interested in debate either. You know, this is not debatable. It's just not. I don't think it is debatable. It's not like we just have a difference of opinion. No, you don't have a right to force someone to suffer and die. You can't justify that. The fact that you want to have children is not an argument. It's not your life. It's somebody else's life.
Yeah, it's like the liberty somebody takes when you really think about that when they have a kid.
Yeah,
it's tremendous. It's over the top. You know, it's like. You know,
did you see?
Take this upon myself to have this kid. Okay.
Oh wait.
What their life's gonna be like? You know, not having any idea what their life's gonna turn out to be.
And then they act like you owe them something. Like,
right.
I did you a favor. No, you didn't.
There was no favor, none whatsoever. And also, did you see this video of this guy? I forgot. I think he's Muslim or something. I don't know. He has curly hair or something. He said, "For you guys or you girls that don't want to have children, I think it's selfish. I think it's very selfish that you don't want children and all that." And I'm like, you motherfucker, how fucking dare you say that? There's people in the world that they are not ready to have children right now. It goes all the way across the board. There's people that want to go to college. There's people that want to go to school. There's people that need to go. They have a really actual a job to have a foundation. There's people that wants to plan on to have a foundation before they have freaking children. Are you fucking serious right now? You dummy.
Well, that's also not an argument. To call somebody selfish is not an argument. That's a conclusion. Yes, I am selfish and I own it. I put myself first. I'm not sacrificing myself for the greater good. That's what this whole live stream was about. Like, we don't have duties just because we exist. Nobody has a duty to give the state a whole bunch of children.
Well, not now. I mean, like,
selfish. You should live your life. I mean, there's the child-free arguments, but there's the anti-natalist argument. But if you want to be child-free and just like conserve your resources because you want to buy a motorcycle, you have every right to do that.
As
Yeah,
far as
that's true.
selfishness is concerned, as far as
Yeah.
selfishness is concerned, the person that has the kids are the selfish.
You can't. Well, yeah.
For the simple reason that they're looking out for themselves. They're trying to
Mm-hmm.
fulfill their own life. Okay?
And
They're
yeah,
wanting to create a legacy for their bloodline. It's all them. The only reason is because of them. Them. Selfish. Self-centered. They're not thinking about
and yeah,
it's not the kid they're thinking about.
Right. There's not a single reason to procreate that isn't selfish.
They're thinking
Right.
about themselves and their life, fulfilling their life. Okay.
because
The
I have
person
a
who is brought in-
solution.
The person who is brought into existence doesn't benefit from it. Only the people who already exist benefit from it. They're trying to enrich their lives at somebody else's expense. I want a child. I want to be a mother. I want validation. I want a slave to serve my needs. I need an emotional punching bag. I mean, I need validation from a man to make me, feel like a woman. Whatever it is, or the man is trying to trap the woman so that he can be with her.
I need a child to be there for me when I get old.
Right.
I need grandchildren so I can feel like I'm still young. Okay. I mean, I can go on and on.
The thing is, what I want to know is if you can't force anyone to have children, and I'm talking about the main parent. So if the main parent is, because I'm trying to tell these people a solution. You can't force this kid that you think that's going to have a child for you to procreate. You're going to have to procreate to have another child, but that child will procreate naturally. You can't just force someone to just procreate for you just because you want to. That
Right, that's
doesn't
what I was
work like that. It doesn't make any sense.
That's
You
what
know,
I was talking about earlier. They use guilt and coercion. They'll shame you for not having children because they can't force you to do it. They can only try to shame you into doing something against your will.
Two reasons
And
why.
and that's
Okay, I'm
see,
sorry.
and that's the gray area on that, because they think just because I have the authority, you're gonna have these children, and knowing that that is not what that person is. What you, like I said, you procreate. The main family that had the other child that is saying no, the main father and mother has to procreate to have another child that will procreate. There's people that have different types of mindsets. Like I said, there is a child that don't want to procreate. Then there's a child that do want to procreate. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do here, but the thing is, it sounds like it's kind of like a sex marketing, if you ask me, by force. That's forcing. It's kind of like slavery, what they did to the slave master. The masters did to the slaves. It's kind of like that. It's just that it's in family. That's what they're doing. Because you can't take you. It's like you're already born where you have no rights. You're saying it's a free country, but it's kind of like when you have children, it's like they have no rights. They don't have freedom at all.
Yeah, children are the least protected and the most disrespected. Children are violated. They have no autonomy. They're slaves.
Yeah.
The parents impose their will. Society imposes their will. They have no rights. I think children are even beneath animals in society.
They
There's
are.
no real protection for children.
They definitely are.
Behind closed doors, we don't know what's going on with these children.
They definitely are. They have no rights at all. Like, they don't have their authenticity. They don't have where they are, like, they want to feel like they are whatever they are. They're not. Like, they have to follow the rules of what the parents is. Like, again, it's like they're robots
Mhm.
And that's not how, like, if I do have children, I don't want children to die like that. I'm sorry. I don't want you to look like me. I don't want that, because it's like whatever you are naturally is what you are. I don't control people's life like that.
Well, you,
I don't like it. I can't, I don't like it. It's weird to
well,
me.
you control from day one. You go to school.
It's That's a
They
control
put,
freak. That is,
put
for a parent, that's called control freak. You're a control freak.
yeah,
It's
you control from
weird.
day one. You control from day one. As soon as you pop out of the womb, you go to kindergarten. Okay, then you go to school. Okay, then you start. Hey, you want to go to college? You know, all that's control. That's setting you up. It's setting you up for getting out there in the system. You know what I'm talking about? The
Hmm.
system, the capitalistic system, where you have to go out there and pay for your bills, do your stuff, make a damn living. You're a slave. Yes, you're a slave. I mean, even though you're not owned by anybody, but you really are in a way, because you're owned by your bills and just being able to pay to live. But I was going to say about my sister. I mean, I asked her why she had kids. I said, I didn't have any. I think I love the fact that I didn't have any. And she was saying, why didn't you? And she's saying, I don't know how you didn't have any kids. And I said, well, I don't know how you did. And I said, why did you? And she said, I wanted somebody to love me. That's what she said. See, I'm saying she wanted somebody to love her. You got it?
Yeah.
It was all her, thinking about her. Okay.
Mm.
And then when my mother had me, she wanted a boy because she was trying for a boy. She was trying, Daddy was trying for a boy. Got it?
Yeah.
Not what I was, not thinking about me and my life or what my life is going to be. It was all their self-interest, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. That's
Both of
all it's
those,
all about.
both of
It's
those situations,
self-interest.
both of those situations.
Because it's not about the kid. It's not about the kid. It's about, like,
Now,
again, it's like forcing on what the expectation of the kid is, what they want. And it's
yeah,
like, you don't know, like I said, you want them.
mhm,
What they're saying is, I want what's best for my kid. The thing is, did you ever ask the kid what's best for the kid himself or herself?
right.
They don't care about what the kid wants. They don't
Like,
even care about what their adult children want. They want you to submit to them and do what they tell you to do.
Well, it's about them again. It's about them again. They want you to grow up the way they think you should.
And
Okay.
they'll even
that's
tell
it.
you that.
There it is. There it is. What they think what they think they should for the kid. Like, yeah, exactly.
And again, it's
Exactly.
self-interest. Self-interest. I'm telling you, it's all on them. It gravitates toward what they want, not you.
Hmm.
But
Children should be seen, not heard. This is my house. Do it. It's my way or the highway. That's how they see it.
Exactly. Exactly. And they're not even hurting you. They're not going out there creating a muckus. They're not freaking out there in the streets. They're not out there abusing freaking girls, boys, all of this other stuff. They're just being them, and yet you're angry at them for some weird reason. I don't understand. It's crazy work. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why don't you just try to make the kid happy, make them feel like they're your parents, love them unconditionally, travel, like, the thing is, even parents won't even let them go anywhere. It's kind of like, let them have fun, you know what I mean?
right.
That's the whole point of kids. You're having kids, right? They're teenagers all the way up. They're bored as hell.
Mhm.
Send them to a park, send them to Disney World. There's so many places that they can go.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of control. I was controlled a good bit. I was very controlled.
Oh, geez. See this? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I really am.
I mean, just very, very protective and controlled, Um, I didn't spread my wings too much, you know. I was just like, and you know, and there's
And
certain
that ain't even life.
kind of expectations that they expected from you to be. You
That's
know,
not life at all.
well, they told me of all the things that I could do with my life, you know, my father just kept pumping under me, get your typing, get the typing, the typing, you know. So I'd be a
Mm,
secretary the rest of my life, you know. And that's what
mm.
it was back then. Secretaries were the thing, you know. Back in the 70s or whatever.
Oh, 70.
So anyway, that's what it ended up being. You know, I'd have been great with animals, going to vet school, or which is I know I love animals now. So, but I didn't get to find that out. You just plopped into a certain category, and that's
Mm-hmm.
land. You know.
Yeah. I just,
Well, my
I
brother
was,
has a daughter, and I convinced him not to have any more children. So it wasn't too late. I think if I hadn't talked to him, he might have had more children.
mm, I think right now in this freaking environment, we shouldn't have children right now, especially how the prices are going up. Especially, like the thing is, the man said, bring in the children, bring in all the children. And then when they bring these freaking children into the world, then the prices are going up. And then guess what? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, the woman, when she had the child, she needed help trying to get baby formula. Listen, the church just closed the door on her, just ignored her.
Where's all this abundance that everybody's talking about? I see housing shortages. I see rapid unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
I see high gas prices, high food prices. I see traffic jams everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You see
yeah,
all these high prices and everything. You see all the reaching that high prices on it. But
Overcrowded schools.
and you're seeing more people. Have you noticed how many more people are on the road? Like when you're traveling? Have you noticed in your hometown how many more people are in your hometown than 15 years ago? Have you noticed it?
I think some of these people live in these rural small towns and they think that is the reality for most people, and it's not.
Everything's going up and people are still having kids. Is what I'm saying.
yeah, that's the thing. They're having kids, and these prices are going up.
It's stupid, ignorant. Okay.
How are you
There's
gonna bring a child into the world if you can't provide for that child? That you know everything is expensive.
And there's no jobs for them because AI is replacing everybody.
Oh, that
AI, yes,
AI.
AI is replacing everyone and all that.
I tell you what,
And
AI
the
is gonna
thing is,
knock.
you won't even teach your child of technology because the thing is, you're too slow to freaking even know what it is. So you
Right.
try to make your child to not know what it is.
AI is gonna ruin the United States of America. I guarantee. I mean, it's gonna be a blow. I tell you that. People are gonna be without jobs, man. Okay.
A lot of people, waves of them, are not going to have any jobs.
No.
Even the next generation is not going to even have any jobs. They're going to have to freaking steal, all of that other stuff just to get the freaking money because
The only
they don't have nothing.
The only jobs that might be there are the manual that nobody wants. The manual labor. You know what I'm talking about?
Manual labor.
They don't want
Yes,
that.
manual labor.
They're too lazy for that. These kids. They're too
They
lazy
can't.
for manual labor. So,
Oh, it's gonna be bad.
it's
I'm
gonna be
telling
terrible.
you,
Because AI is taking all the good stuff.
it's a disaster coming. We wait.
I'm
We
telling
wait.
you.
You'll see. You're
Just
definitely gonna see.
keep on having those kids, man. Crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, you're bringing them into this existence of the world where they're trying to find a way. You won't let them. Like I said, you won't let them even try to have critical thinking or brainstorming.
Right. Yeah, they're brainwashed.
Because the thing is, you only force them to the Bible instead of having them try to find a way to improve this country
Mhm.
and try to have us have jobs out here that's better, have us have better technology, have us have better health Medicaid. We need a whole bunch. We need all our drugs back. We need all our drugs in return. All
Yeah.
the vitamin K, the freaking like I said, chemo, all of that other stuff that needs to get returned here.
Yeah. I mean, I probably got about maybe 20 years left. You know, but I hate to see it by the time if I live my full life. I hate to see what it's going to be like right before I die. I just don't want to see it.
We're gonna have to
But
have we're gonna need to have a revolution
but this is
in
the
order
thing.
to get
I
this
want to
shit
be
back.
I want to be in control of the timing of my death. I don't want to just rot and waste away. And you know what I mean? I don't want to just get old and my body starts deteriorating and I'm just wait. I don't want that shit. I want to be able to control it. Like to me, that is the worst. To have to sit back and wait.
Well,
I know. I wish I can just disappear and turn into light. Like I don't want to sit back and wait. Why would you want to sit and just die slowly? Because the
if
thing is, I never understood it. That too, when it came to death to me, like when I watched all my family members just waste away like that, why can't they just turn into light? Why does their physical body have to stay here instead of just turning into a freaking matter into a light? That's the beautifulest thing about if I see them turn into a light and just disappear just like that without feeling nothing, just a calmness. You're just breathing slowly and then you just turn into a freaking beautiful light and then just disperse.
Right. And then
I
it's
never understood
that
it.
would be sweet.
it also impacts their loved ones because if you have to watch your family member just waste away,
Uh,
like they got cancer and they're slowly dying, and you have to sit there and watch that shit, watch them coughing up blood.
yep.
Um, that no, that they make it seem like, oh, they're protecting the vulnerable. What about the vulnerable family members who have to watch that shit?
Well,
I don't want anybody to watch me waste away.
it's not just cancer, man. Just natural. Natural is terrible. Okay. I mean, just the chronic, like your kidney function goes, your liver function goes, your legs get the way you can't stand on them. You have aching body. Even that is a nightmare to watch. Okay. Their mind goes, dementia. What else could I say? I mean, it's just, kidneys fail. They can't even get into the shower without assistance. And that's when they're plopped into a nursing home or an assisted living facility.
And they're making so much money off them. That's why they don't want to.
Yeah, assisted living costs about $8,000, $10,000 a month. Okay. Yeah. So that's the story. And so
And those elderly people are getting abused too.
They're definitely getting abused from those freaking workers. It's
Oh, yeah.
just what they do. They kick them, they punch them, they slap them.
Yep.
They do all that stuff right over in that even in a convalescent home. Like it's not just the hospitals. They do that in the convalescent home. I watched the camera where this man just pushed this lady, just threw this lady down on the ground, and like this is a big dude, and just slammed her down on the ground off her rocking chair.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
What
It's
gets me is
absolutely
people say, "Oh, I'm gonna have kids so they can take care of me in my old age." They're gonna plop you in a nursing home so fast and make your head spin. Because they have their own family. They have their own damn people they have to take care of. And
Mhm.
they don't have time for it, to be honest with you, because they're
No.
trying to keep up with their own responsibilities.
Mhm.
That's the story. And people
I
just don't,
I
people
don't
like, they're not
need
thinking.
anybody to take care of me. I don't want to grow old. That's the solution. Like once
Yeah,
I'm no longer able to take care of myself, then I shouldn't be here anymore.
I know, but I'm telling you the way it is. That's the way that's just the way it ends up. Because we
Yeah.
have no other alternative at this point.
Right?
Uh,
They need to have an alternative. That's what I'm trying to work on. That's what I
yeah.
think. That's what the anti-natalist community should be focusing on.
Mm.
Like none of us should be trapped here.
You're trying to say since nobody's going to stop having kids, okay, we
Right?
need to think about the other part.
Right. We need to. Yeah. It's both.
Uh-huh.
Because I need to tell you this: the most smartest, intelligent person that is born in this world is going to hit into the wrong area, which is narcissistic families. It's very, very. It really sucks because some of these kids that are born like these spirits that go into the vessel and come out, they're in the wrong area because they're not in the place where they're in loving families that are chill. It's like, oh my God, my son is a genius. My daughter is a genius. I would never hurt them. I don't do that and all that other stuff. Like those parents are not there. Like these energies are going into the wrong place. Like they're going into the wrong areas.
Mm.
I don't understand why. Why are they suffering? Like why are these smart kids suffering like this? Why do they have to force themselves where they do not want to become their dads or their mothers? Like, why are they forced like that? They shouldn't have to. They don't deserve this. They don't want to have that same old cycle like their moms or their dads or their brothers. They want to become different and actually be better than them, and they won't let them.
Yeah, well, I become different. I was one that broke the mold. Um, I didn't have any kids, and so that's two right there.
Mhm.
Uh, but my battery's getting down. I have to go soon on my iPad. So if I had to bow out, I don't know why I had one today.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Well, I'm gonna have to step
States,
out.
and it's a very common Christian argument. Well,
I said I'm gonna have to step out of the panel because my battery's down to practically zero.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I guess I'm going to get off here too. You all enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah.
very much so. Yeah. It's really cool where I am. It's been so hot.
Right. I hate hot weather.
I hate summer too. I'd be fall and wintertime any day.
Yeah, winter's good. I just don't want it too cold though, because sometimes it gets annoying.
Yeah, fall's my favorite season. Fall. I love fall.
It gets so cold up here sometimes, and it can get cold up here where I'm at. Annoyingly cold, like the wind will never stop. It just keeps blowing and blowing and blowing. It's like sustained wind that just blows
Oh my
while
goodness.
it's cold.
Mm. How
That's the
come?
only time. That's the only time when it gets windy. It gets cold,
Yeah, yeah,
and then the winds just keep blowing and blowing and blowing. That's the only time. In the summertime, it's still and it's hot and it's stagnant. Like it's
yeah.
weird.
Is it humid there where you are?
It was yeah, in the daytime it was
Yeah.
weird. It was humid.
Well, it was like
Yeah,
80.
I got my backyard is probably full of weeds that need to be cut, but it's too hot. I'm not going out there. I'm sure my neighbor is pissed, but I'm just not killing myself right
Uh,
now.
it's not worth it, man. It
Mhm.
is. I mean, there was an elderly woman that died somewhere. I was watching YouTube, I mean, Facebook, and some woman was out in her garden. 80, I think she was about 80, and she just died right there on the spot.
Mm.
Yeah, the heat exhaustion.
Yeah, the heat will get you at, especially at that age. It will get you.
Yeah, I can't take it. I just don't. I don't like that sun beating down on me. That it's intense. It's just. I don't know. I don't know how people sit there and worship the sun. Like
It's
eat your sun.
especially in the triple digits. That's dangerous.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
God,
I see people outside running, like jogging in this wet. I'm not doing it.
that's crazy.
Who does that? Who would want to jog out here who would jog down there in triple digits? Are they crazy?
And I'm
Now,
telling
they
you,
are losing their heads. Like,
you can die doing that. You can die, pass out.
yeah, exactly. Just die and pass out and fry while you're
Nobody.
down there.
I mean, you could be running somewhere remote somewhere. They wouldn't know anything.
I'll do it like early in the morning or like at night, but I'm not doing it like in the middle of the day when it's hot like that.
No.
But even when it's in the early morning, it's in the 80s. Okay, and the humidity's up.
Oh, yeah. The 80s is okay. Still hot on the hot side. It's fine. I mean, like I said, I got my neck fan. So if I walk out there, I got a neck fan that has an air conditioning grill on it where it cools my neck. And I have a belt fan too. So
Really?
I'm prepared when it comes to situations like that. So
Wait a minute. Hey, where'd you get that from?
Amazon. So I just go right down there to Amazon and get my stuff and then wear it for the summer.
So is this battery operated?
Yeah, it's battery operated. All you got to do is charge it up. And then once you charge it up for full time, then you use it. And it get me right through the day.
I love it. I have to look into that. I like that.
Mhm. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, definitely get you one.
I'm gonna definitely look at that. Okay.
Oh, yes.
I enjoyed it so much, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bow out, and you'll have a good weekend coming up.
All right, you too.
Okay, darling.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. All right. I'm gonna leave too. Just got to get these bottles downstairs. But yeah, this was a nice live. So I was I never really expected to come up here. So that was interesting. So this was a nice live. I had a vent right quick.
Yeah, I appreciate it because I don't get many people coming up here from my anarchist channel. So it's like I always appreciate it when somebody comes up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Are you doing anything for tomorrow on your next live?
I don't know. I'm thinking about what Witchy said, and maybe I should talk about that. But it just depends on how much time I have. I do have some work I need to get done. I don't know if I'll come up here tomorrow, but if not, then I'll try to do it on Sunday. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, it was nice. All right, I gotta head downstairs and get this going. All right. So catch you later.
Oh, I didn't feed my cats today. Let me do that. My stray cats. Like
Oh. Oh,
yeah,
you got stray cats down there?
Oh yeah, I it was too hot, and I was off today, so I didn't go outside to feed them. But I need to do that right now.
Oh, speaking of stray cats, don't they have something where it's like a cat house and you can actually put it in your backyard so they can, shelter themselves from the elements or something?
Well, yeah, I had something like that for these kittens, and somehow the dogs got inside of it and they killed the kitten. So I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, these dog. I know people love dogs, but I'm not a fan of dogs, especially when they're going around killing kittens.
Wow, that's weird. Oh wow. Oh wait, you can actually make. You know what it is? You know what? Actually, you can actually create a house where, because cats can climb, where dogs they're big, so they can't climb. If you can make a house that is like an upper house,
No,
they
it was
won't
like
catch
it
it.
was made out of like plexiglass, and some kind of way, one of these big dogs got on top of it, and it collapsed, and then it got in there with the cats or the kittens, and yeah, it was just so traumatic because I had to go in there and kill, like clean it up. Only one of them survived, and that was like a year ago. So, um, this mother cat keeps getting pregnant, and most of her kittens don't survive. So that's why I got that little shelter for them. But I don't know. She doesn't have any kittens right now, but will I don't know. She keeps getting pregnant.
Mhm.
I need to get her fixed or something because anyway. But I am going to get off here, and I do appreciate you coming up here.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for having me come up here, and I'll most definitely, catch you out. I'll catch you on the flip side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I gotta go.
All right. All right.